the stuff I needed to change. And so it was sent over to the wrong... It didn't actually go live. I didn't get to see it. But we have it fixed now. That should be... Yeah, now we should be good to go. I launched it to the wrong set of people. I know people are going to eat up Pokemon Pocket if it comes to the States. Yeah, so October 30th should be the full release date. And so I don't think I would go too heavy into the content until then. But as far as now, I would do like an initial first impressions, just kind of like a rundown of like my thoughts on it. And honestly, I may do like a deck highlight or two, just to get a feel for what those decks look like on the like complete end of them. I think that might be a decent watch. It wouldn't be something where I would do a whole bunch of them, but maybe a handful as we gear up for that global release. But I'm going to stop by Best Buy today and get an adapter so that I can connect my phone to the HDMI port on my computer so that I can output the screen in good quality. And then Akos and Krispy Kreme, welcome in. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day so far. And I didn't realize with the 6 months from Skittish and the gifted subs and the resubs, it did push us into an early hype train. You guys are always phenomenal whenever we first launch into the stream. And so now that we're back from the ads, let's go ahead and go into Conquest. I should have enough medals to buy an infinite ticket. So we might as well go ahead and burn one more. And then I have enough to actually get... I already got the avatar. I've gotten most of the things that I actually want. The other thing would be the title. I always get those just because they're limited. They'll eventually be gone. And then the last one that I'll really want is the red neon border. And so hopefully after this run, I'll be able to pick this up and then like maybe a silver ticket to be able to finish it off. But we can launch into an infinite conquest. And then Aiko, she said lunchtime and was checking new deadlock builds. Did they have another patch? I haven't played in a couple of days. Just because with the move, my daughter's been, her sleep schedule is even more off kilter than it normally was. And so, yesterday? Hopefully it made some meaningful shifts, or maybe late Wednesday, gotcha. And Skada, he said, I was wondering if you would be willing to try my Scar deck in Conquest. What kind of Scar deck do you have? We might do it after Galactus. I wanted to check out a little bit of Galactus, since he just got buffed a little bit. And then Kenny Cook, she said, have a good stream, Mr. Streamer, sir. I've got an important work stuff to do. I'll just have you on in the background. Very much appreciated, Kenny. And I appreciate the just being here, even if you're not able to actively watch. And then Ruro, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. What's the new game mode? So it's called High Voltage. And let me see. So it was like a very super casual drop in the dev diary. I'm gonna bring this over. I'm not gonna switch scenes because sometimes that freezes my OBS. He says, is that Dr. Boom in the background? It is. It is the OG Dr. Boom. And then we have the Lich King. We have, I think it's Sylvanas, Vi, Tracer, and then Baldur's Gate 3. All games that I've dabbled in the past, and I thought it was a good way to kind of represent some of the other games that I've played and enjoyed in the past, even though we're on Snap at this point in time.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
And then Anti-Violence, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. He said they said you can earn Agony from it, but didn't show the card. Oh, they did say you could earn Agony? What deck are you gonna run today? I'm gonna be running a little bit of Galactus. Let me check the levels on it, because it was like a super short plug of the new game mode. It was like maybe 20 seconds in the entire video. So like it was 9 minutes in. So I'm gonna check the levels, make sure I'm not.
I'm so excited to tell you about this new game mode we've been working on, High Voltage. High Voltage is a fast-paced game mode that only...
Hold on.
High Voltage is a fast-paced...
And so they showed Agony here. You can get it looks like a variant, a pretty cool looking Iron Man variant as well. Can come in from it. We have the borders, some credits, some tokens, all nice to see. So earn the Agony card from High Voltage, also available in the token shop starting October 24th. Nice. 3 rounds, no cubes, lots of energy.
It only lasts 3 turns. Every turn you gain a random amount of energy from 2 to 5. There's no cubes, no snapping, and you gain volts by winning games. It's fast, it's chaos, it's pure fun. It runs for a week starting October 18th. We hope you're gonna love the quick and
so that was all of it. It's essentially going to be 3 rounds with a random amount of energy each round, and so it can be from like a small amount to a large amount. So the decks that are going to do well are going to be, I don't know. Galactus, yeah, I think could be really good. Eliath could be fantastic. I think those two will be really big, really consistent in the game mode. But you may also want some like smaller stuff. You look so unhappy to be there. They seem like, I was thinking that as I was watching it, they seem very uncomfortable on camera. Like it feels like they were just like, hey, you're doing this, we're gonna do the dev diary.
pace, and please tell us what you think online on Discord. We can't wait to hear
it feels like they're almost being held hostage
October
there.
11th, we'll be hosting another leagues event.
I think it's just that they don't have like camera presence, but I was thinking that as I was watching it too.
And before you fade into oblivion, you won't want to miss out on these Spotlight Caches, albums, and rewards.
But, and then Maurice said, you are indeed live. We are. They announced a new temporary game mode. And then the text it's for Agony, right? And so, card Agony. It's a 1 cost, 2 power. After you play a card here, merge this with it. Is that really what it didn't have any text on it, did it?
Before you fade into oblivion, you won't want to miss out on these spot.
Gain volts by winning games. Silver Smurfer.
Happy birthday, sir!
They look more
so
dead than the
excited to tell you
skeleton.
about this new
Oh
game mode
my
we've been working on,
goodness.
High Voltage.
Savage.
High Voltage is a
And so yeah, 1 cost, 2 power. Right now it has the ability after you play a card, you merge with it, but I don't think they actually covered it. Which card stays? The card that gets merged. I don't think it's Agony. I think it's whatever card was played, because it says merge this with it. So it's merging Agony with the new card. I doubt it launches as that. It's just Hulkbuster. Yeah. Kind of like Hulkbuster, but it's like a preemptive. So you play it on turn 1 and then you can play something there later. We'll see if it changes or not, but either way, we're going to be able to get access to another free card, which is always fun. Always good to see being able to unlock them in some way, shape, or form. I find the new update a bit unusual. Symbiote, Black Panther, and Galactus. 3 cards that didn't really need an adjustment. Yeah. I'm not sure that they really hit the mark with the over there, honestly. It feels like it was a big miss. They didn't really impact the play rate of the War Machine stuff. Like 1 power, that's not where that card's strength really lies, I don't think. It's just in the restriction that it can provide. And so, yeah. And then it's just Freyberg. Thank you so much for the 5 community gifted subs. And it looks like Twitch added 1 additional on top of it. And then I think I already called it out, but Anti-Violence, thank you again for the Prime sub. If you got one of the subs from Freyberg, make sure to thank them in the chat. Huge support. That pushes us to 632 out of the 1,000. So we're getting close. Turn 1 Agony, turn 2 Deadpool, turn 3 Hulkbuster, turn 4 Destroy. Yeah. And then maybe on turn... You can maybe even fit Iranian there, but it gets really greedy onto the Deadpool line. But yeah, that's one of the, I think, decent things you could do with it. But before we... I could talk all day about the new stuff. But we're going to launch into an Infinite Conquest, see how we do with good old Galactus. It's a Galactus Wiccan deck, and we'll see how far we can get in the Infinite Conquest. That I've been waiting for a long time. I've been waiting for Galactus to get some love for a long time. It has been a while since he's really been changed. And then Foster, YouTube sent you here. Thank you so much for jumping over, Foster. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. Is Scarlet Spider any good in your opinion? No. I've tried it quite a bit, and it just feels like it's too much work for what you get out of it. Like maybe if we're in a state where mid-range decks can do better, but right now that gets like kind of derailed by Clutter and all this other stuff. If you go into like ramping it up, it's like it's a harder to ramp up and less impactful like Black Panther most of the time. And then Rocky Road, thank you so much for the resub for 5 months. You said I've been playing Mech Arena on iPad since we played. It's gotten pretty fun. I've dabbled in it a little bit when I'm not playing Pokemon or streaming. I dabbled in it a little bit. There is a weapon that I think honestly ruined the fun a little bit for me. It's the javelins. So I bought the tier 3 version, and you stand behind a wall and you destroy people. But other than that, I have been enjoying Mech Arena a lot more than I thought I would. And then Wheaton with the 2-minute timeout. Can't start a day off the right way without a Wheaton timeout. Let's go ahead and jump over into round number 1 of the Infinite Conquest grind. We're going to go Galactus Wiccan, see what we can make happen. You said I got hit by a couple players? Yeah. I wonder if Agony reactivates on an on reveal. That would be cool if it did. But I don't know. If it gets shipped like that, we'll see. Yeah, that would be like a really cheap version of Absorbing Man. It'd be wild. First up, we have Jimmy. Let's go ahead and play out our Quicksilver. If we have a 2-drop, then we can curve into our cards incredibly well here. And we have 3 to potentially draw. If not, we do have Galactus, which is always nice to see as well. Hobgoblin. So Wiccan line is now out, but we have Wave on 3. Maybe we do Wave into Baxter Building, because that'll give us +4 into the other 2 locations, and then we throw Galactus left. Just depends on what they play here. Cable is a little bit rough. Jotunheim. So we could do Wave and match their power, or we try to win in Baxter Building. If they beat us in Baxter Building, then we won't be able to get Galactus off. I'm going to try to push for Baxter Building here. And then good to see you as well. Hopefully you're having a great day. And then Foster, you said I just got stomped by Galactus Aranya deck. Ooh, the Aranya deck is, or the Galactus with Aranya on top of it, would be wild. So Wave does give us the lead in mid and right. We should be able to get Galactus to proc over here in the left lane. And then turn 5 would be probably Hobgoblin. Maybe turn 6 with an Eliath. We'll see. Let's go with the good old 6-power Galactus. Probably said fun moment. Aging my son, showing or teaching him. Told him about Infinite being the highest level. Hit Infinite off an 8-cuber. He was super excited that I did it while he was watching. Oh yeah, we probably should snap. I don't know what. I don't know why we didn't snap onto it. Plain white sauce. Yeah. Oof. We should have snapped before the Galactus came down, knowing that it was the guaranteed. Not sure what we're doing. Because now it's just the 1-cuber off of it instead of the potential like 2 or 4. What's the mystery card? Mystery card. The mystery game mode? Or Agony? Are you talking about the card reveal from it? You said you're good. You're a good engagement streamer. I do enjoy the chat. That's my favorite part about being able to do the streams versus like sitting and doing the recorded stuff. One, it's in more real time, so it's less likely to get claims of, oh, you just cut out the bad stuff and did the highlights. I hope to redeem before Galactus revealed. Yeah. Yeah, I should have. We should have snapped it. They're thinking long and hard. Stayed with it. Interesting. They got our Wiccan, and they got the extra energy from it, but they're only going to have one more space to play. This comes down to if we can beat what they have. They have priority. So they shouldn't be able to get all of their energy down, because they're going to have 8 here. They only have the one spot to play, unless they can do, like, Hobgoblin to send it back. Our Red Hulk would scale higher than what they have. Shang-Chi? Yeah. Shang-Chi, since they had priority, wouldn't have made a difference. We'll take the 2. I'm glad that they stayed. We took up one of their spaces. Had they had the 2 spaces free, I don't think that would have happened. So we get Wiccan this time around, which is wicked good for us. New York can create some interesting mobility with our plays. Let's go Quicksilver. We get Wiccan on 3. I'm going to snap it. Escada, we had the same thought. We had the exact same thought right around the same time. And then CK on the YouTube side. Hi TLSG, hope you're doing good. Watching your stream today to fall asleep. I don't take that. I'm. There used to be a time where I would be kind of self-conscious about that, but now I take it as kind of a compliment that my voice and streams are like relaxing enough that you're able to fall asleep to it. Let's go ahead and go Zabu. You better win. I can't time myself out. We better, Scott. we better. You're chill compared to people who think they need to do antics. Yeah, that's how I take it. Yeah. Yep, there's some streams where it's just not going to be good to fall asleep because it's like loud and like very chaotic. But Jeff can't fall asleep to Jeff. Jeff has other big strengths. But being able to fall asleep to a stream may not be one of them. It's going to be a wild day whenever they revert Zabu. Absolutely. If they do. They said it didn't work as well as they would have thought in their testing. I mean, I honestly think at this point he could just be reverted to ongoing and it wouldn't be as big of a deal. You said a lose against a Deadpool deck followed by a Deadpool emote is enough to make me run in front of a train. Oh, I hope not. All right, so we can do... We may not get Galactus. They may have stolen our Galactus here. I think I'm going to do something like... We could do Jeff Wave. We get the free Raft card. They may be locked into this right lane as well. And then we need to protect New York. Copycat G-Man is my favorite. Copycat G-Man is fun. He said Husky is the best to fall asleep to. Him bullying chat is music to my ears. There's the G-Man himself. And we have priority. We've already snapped. This is going to be beautiful. On the final turn, we'll be able to do Red Hulk, She-Hulk, whatever else. Let's go ahead and play Psylocke first, and then the Galactus. Then we'll see. I think they're low collection level. Yeah, I think they're low collection level. Goodness, that is lower than what I thought. They don't even own Shang-Chi. I do feel bad now. And then Dark Child, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day. I know, I feel worse now. Galactus is bad in all cases, or not fun to play against. But if you're collection level 100, that feels awful. They can't even have a single S5 card. Like the infinite conquest matchmaking, it blows my mind. Because this player is relatively new. They could be a Smurf, but it's relatively new. They don't have access to many resources, and they get matched with this in Conquest. It's the same thing for post-infinite. If you did an infinite run, if you got to infinite well on ranked, you just get matched against just absurdity. I didn't even know Galactus was a thing when it first happened to you. Oof. They did call out the Hobgoblin though. And so they knew that we were going to Galactus left. So it could be Just a really good heads-up player. It was I'm impressed by the play. They got it from our cable, and they used it in the right lane to make us have a pretty tough time. We do have 39 power that can come down here, though. And then 2 place. You said jumping in for a little bit before my seminar today. Well, thank you for jumping in, 2 place. Giganto Iron Man. It could be. They got a free resource from the raft. Never mind. Jimmy, it was good. It was a good play until it wasn't. Jimmy definitely has some heart. We can't fault him for that. What card do you think will be interesting next month? Trying to schedule what to open for. I think the names all confuse me because they're very similar. But the one that bounces the cards back in and gets power for every card bounced is absurd. Absurd because it's the 2 cost. They nerfed Beast. And then that card comes in at 2 cost and does essentially the same thing. Craziness. Toxin. Yeah. Toxin is going to be crazy. You're going to see a whole lot of bounce floating around. Misery Week is best if you're missing the cards. Misery does have some good pools to go alongside it. Skeptic says they want you to buy it. To buy what? Scream is going to be great. Yeah, Scream I think will be cool in, like, 1, blocking off all of the movement stuff that we see around. But 2, I think Scream will be good for, like, some Stegron, Magneto, Juggernaut style, like, anti-movement, or, I guess, move your opponents type stuff. Maybe we can finally get, like, an arrow game going and actually be valuable. We can do Symbiote Spider-Man. We could also do Symbiote Spider-Man into Expansion and hope that Los Diablos base destroys it. But for now, I'll just go ahead and play it in mid. Players Kingpin decks need to come back. I still miss the Kingpin that was so savage he would destroy yours or your opponent's cards. I remember I lost and, like, he destroyed an entire lane from me. Never forget the monstrosity that was. I kind of think we double Wiccan here. Double Wiccan will give us 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 energy on the last turn. Not that we need it. Maybe we don't. Let's go with this double Wiccan, please. That gunshot was so great. It was. I miss the old Kingpin for sure. We're going to bully him a bit more. Misery Electro. Yeah, Misery Electro was another line that I was kind of surprised with. I hadn't put a whole lot of thought into brewing for him yet. But Misery Electro sounds fun. He said, Jimmy. Poor Jimmy. Jimmy, run away. Get out now. Get out while you can. I mean, they could beat us in mid, potentially. 13. Okay, well played, Jimmy. Jimmy knows what he's doing. Jimmy's putting up his best fight, his best game. But he can't survive afterwards because we do have 8 energy. We'd be able to do, like, the big Galactus, push something else elsewhere. But my goodness, that was a good attempt. Like, Jimmy knew what he was doing. He just didn't have the resources to really hold it down. We'll take the 1. I hope the next match we get a higher collection level player, because I feel bad. See, we have 6 minutes before the next set of ads. Just in case this one runs long, I'm going to go ahead and send in the ad break and before we jump into round number 2. Yeah, Jimmy was Jimmy was playing well. He played, like, I think the best he could have played with the deck and the cards he had. It just, unfortunately, wasn't enough. We're going to run to a quick set of ads, and then we will be right back. Is my mic incredibly loud today? Might need to turn down the gain a little bit. But we'll be right back, you guys. Don't go anywhere. Sad stream reported for bullying. Oof. I'm not saying I don't deserve it. I probably deserve it. The issue with Anti-Venom is that he is 4 cost and only 6 power. His effect might be too inconsistent to be good. Let's see. Which one is Anti-Venom? Oh. So Anti-Venom, 4 cost, 6 power. Set the cost and power of your deck's top card to 0. Yeah. So I feel like he would probably be decent in, like, as a backup to Mr. Negative, maybe. And so you typically run, like, Ravona. Oh, I guess he's 4/6. So unless you switch to, like, a Zabu or a Psylocke, Ravona wouldn't hit it. Yeah, he seems really tough to build around. Like, you could potentially hit, like, a Taskmaster. You could potentially hit something and set its power back with like a Shadow King. You could also use it to right-size negative cards. So, like the Gore, the God Butcher one. It could go from -3 to an instant 0 and 0 cost, which could be pretty good. Well, until they fix the Hela, we will see. And it still runs most new cards. Yeah. I'm sick of running Clog and Panther Zola. Yeah. Panther Zola doesn't even pop off as good as it should. It's so fragile that it can be derailed so incredibly quickly. Let's go ahead and jump into round number 2. See if we can get somebody. Jimmy won in my heart. He just didn't have the tools to be able to make it happen. And then Waterboy, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. I'll start by using him in Destroy. I think in Destroy would be decent, yeah. But at 4/6, the 4 cost needs to be a, like, solid, set in place effect to really be effective most of the time. And so we'll see. Like, even Absorbing Man doesn't really find a good spot because he's that 4 cost space. He's kind of a niche, or more of a niche card. And then a Velococopter, thank you so much for resubbing for 1 month at tier 1 for a total of 2 months. Very much appreciate it. Hopefully you have a fantastic day. You said Misery in a Mill Thievery deck. I mean, anytime you say Mill, you've got my ears, you've got my attention. Let's go ahead and go Quicksilver. They did snap us on turn 1. Okay. And so Squirrels could be maybe a Marvel Boy deck, which would be decently marvelous for us. We don't get Wiccan. Yeah, turn 1 snap in Infinite Conquest without knowing anything of what you're going up against feels crazy. Now, I do think they probably have Squirrel Girl into, like, yeah, it's going to be the Flood style deck. I think they probably have Marvel Boy, and that's what they're leaning into. Now, their space does get very constricted very, very quickly here. We either take a risk and Green Goblin right. Green Goblin left. Oh yeah, no, this one's not another Jimmy. It's 15,000. He'll go left anyways. Go mid. Oh, okay. Yeah. I was thinking it missed Astro Dim, but no, you're right. Oh, the skip on 3 was not what I would have been expecting. Go ahead, Wiccan. Anti-Venom plus Luke Cage. So I'd be curious to see how Luke Cage interacts with it. I think it would set it back to base with Anti-Venom, because that's the way that it works with Valkyrie. But Shadow King can always do some weird stuff too. And then Gaza Boy, hello from the Caribbean. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a fantastic time. Thank you for joining us all the way from the Caribbean. We have Wave Psylocke. We could go. We could also go Symbiote Spider-Man. It's going to pull over to the left. This one becomes kind of tough regardless. I think we probably dip out of this one. Oh, Iron Man?
Iron Man.
They do have initiative. I feel like we ship it. I'm so... Oh, the Patriot. Okay, well, the Patriot makes sense. Patriot makes sense with the Iron Man. Ooh, we're gonna lose... Very bad. We lost by 1 in the left, unfortunately. That would be why the turn 1 snap. Long stream today. It's gonna be about 5-ish hours. It's gonna be a decent stream. All right, we have to look out for the Patriot, but I do think we have a decent shot here. So Quicksilver, Psylocke, potentially a Symbiote or Wiccan after. I'm not gonna... I want to snap back, but we don't quite have all of the pieces we need just yet. So would you be willing to try my list sometime then? Yeah, absolutely. So Camp Lehi giving us a 3 cost in Mobius, so their Mockingbird wouldn't be an option. Let's go Psylocke. They don't know we have Galactus yet. Strange Academy, right. We do get Galactus. The good old Galactus. We could either wave here. It protects us from like Squirrel Girl and them grabbing initiative.
Oh, snap.
Just depends on where we should go from here. Have you heard about high voltage mode? I did. It sounds like a take on like Deadpool Diner, like a limited game mode, which I'm always excited for. Let's go ahead and go wave right. Wave mid maybe have been the play. Patriot. So Patriot will prevail. They'll keep their Patriot. That is gonna be just about it. Go ahead and get Galactus going. Could be a Mystique follow-up to the Patriot. No, the Iron Man. Ooh, Iron Man on 4. Do we think they full cap this location? I think they leave one space open. We're going to go ahead and gobble them. The Goblin goes crazy. It absolutely does. We get the 4-cube retreat. We are back on even territory with maximum power. I think we're actually favored against a Patriot deck, because a lot of times they like to spread that power. And then buff it up later. We can destroy their Patriot and make it a lot harder to do that. You're a nice man for not Deadpool cheeky him. What is with the snaps on 1 every time? All right, we do have Quicksilver. We have a sneaky Killmonger too. So we could take out like the squirrels or anything else that they ended up going. So not awful. Yeah, we got Monger, which is crazy. We could also Psylocke and try to get a 4 cost down early instead of the Jeff. But it's not flexible is the only problem. Let's go ahead and go Jeff. We can always move it out later. They took out our Zabu. That's fine. Got Mockingbird. Huge hit for him. We do get Galactus. So... Killmonger? We save Psylocke for maybe next turn to see if we could get a Galactus on board on turn number 5. Turn number 5 still seems kind of tough. And if we get Galactus down, it plays over here, which is not fantastic for us. It just sets the power to 2. Maybe we don't go Galactus this game. I guess Red Hulk would scale past the Quantum Realm. We'll try it. 2-powered Galactus to assert dominance. We'll give it a good old shot. They could get the Iron Man, which is really good for them here. Oh, wait. Okay. Do they play here this turn? I forgot Galactus went to 6. We should have moved Jeff over so we had priority going into this turn. I forgot Galactus went to 6 and could beat their 5 power here. They did it. They did the thing. We could have just Galactused over here. That's probably what we should have done. Give him that one. 2 power was the play. The play was move Jeff. I think the play was move Jeff into Quantum Realm when we played Psylocke mid to try to have priority in both of those locations to get the easy Galactus down in mid.
Opponent snapped.
And then the Rip Nation said, TLSG, do you have a Mr. Negative deck you run often? The one that I featured a few weeks ago would be probably the one that I like the most. Yeah, it's a turn 1 snap again. That's just, it's exactly what they're going into every single turn. Let's try and go ahead and go Green Goblin mid. YouTube video? Yeah, I have a YouTube video of it up. Wait, Tinker's Workshop is huge. We just need to draw Galactus, and we're in there. Are you in Discord? Yeah, I'm in Discord as well. Give him the goblins.
I am Iron Man.
What is the Iron Man doing there? Whew. That is a rough choice. We're hoping for the best. I don't think they're going to have a way to return it back. Okay. Okay. You get the embarrassed retreat right after. The classic negative 22 power Iron Man lane. We take those. We take those, absolutely. We're tied up again. We have the Quicksilver into Psylocke into maybe Wiccan. Could be cool.
Opponent snapped.
Well, this is all. This is it. This is all or nothing. And then CS Terry, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. Very much appreciate having you here. The notification should go off here in just a second. But very much appreciate having you here. We can go Psylocke, Wiccan on 3. Is there ever a chance we get... We could do Galactus on 4. If we drew into it, potentially lock in Kiln. If not, Murder World would be open. Good luck on the quest. Thank you so much, CS. We're getting very, very close. We're 637 out of 1,000. And still several days to go to be able to get there. So Hobgoblin, not quite what we want to see, but it's not awful either. Let's go ahead and start pushing some into mid. Because their left lane is going to get destroyed after this turn. And so if we have priority, we can just Galactus left. That's our ideal top deck here, would be the Galactus line. We have the extra energy. That is all that we could ask for. Not quite. We do have a really good line to win mid. And then something like Hobgoblin left next turn. They can do what? Like a Mockingbird here? Oh, Mockingbird left. Interesting. I dislike this player. Make him cry. We'll do our best. And so Mockingbird Wasps trying to make sure that they get this locked in. I think we save the Alliance for next turn. Gob right. Gob right or Gob left. I think both would be fine. Log left. Yeah. Left or right. you gotta make a risky choice here. We go left or right. I think there's more of a chance that they play over here, knowing that we could potentially try for like a last turn Galactus. But we're gonna hope for the best. We're gonna hob right. Beautiful. That could be it. Could be all she wrote for us. They're just dropping Iron Man. The classic -14. Didn't even want to see it play out. Went ahead and ended it all early. Goodness. Maximum power. With the maximum retreat. We'll take it. And then the hydrate reminder from Angel. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Hopefully work is going well for you. That's what you get from turn 1 snap. Yeah, they may be on tilt a little bit. We'll take it. Let's go ahead and jump into our third battle. See if we can win an infinite conquest run with good old Galactus. I think Galactus Wiccan is probably my favorite version of Galactus right now. Thank you. How's stream going? Stream's going well. We're up to 637 sub points out of 1,000, and so just a little bit more of a push, and we should be able to get there and quit our day job. As soon as I hit 1,000, I'm gonna submit the exit. Is Symbiote here only for Galactus? Symbiote can also be a cheeky backup line for Wiccan. You can get double extra energy from Wiccan, which is kind of nice. Or maybe you like re-trigger wave at a certain point. There's a few uses, but mainly for Galactus, yeah. Let's go ahead and jump over into the third battle. That one was quick enough. We should be able to handle it. You said the day you submit, I'll have to take more time for you. Yeah, we're gonna hopefully submit soon. You got sponsored by Factor again? I did. I have my Factor meals. They're gonna be delivered on Monday. Super excited because they were delicious the first time. And so even if nothing else, I'm glad that I get at least a couple of boxes from the sponsorship. And so if you don't know what Factor is, I'll do a quick plug. Factor is they're quick microwavable meals that are very, very tasty. And so it's typically like a meat and then some veggie base, but the meat is always super soft, super juicy. The noodles aren't hard like your normal microwavable stuff, and it's cooked in 2 minutes. The first location is the sandbar. We're gonna go ahead and play our Quicksilver over there. Symbiote Spider-Man should be mostly vital. Yeah, it makes him much easier to proc. Unfortunately, it looks like maybe we're going against another Galactus list. Are you planning to try out the Pokemon trading card game Pocket that's currently in soft launch? So I actually played it. I am going to stop by Best Buy to get an adapter for my phone so I can connect it to my PC so I can record. But I did try it. I'm enjoying it a decent amount. I'd be curious to see how much depth there is in like the deck building and like the battling portion. But otherwise, I've been enjoying it quite a bit. Are you missing any cards? I'm missing 2. So I'm missing Cole Obsidian and Sebastian Shaw. I think those are the only 2 I'm missing. We could throw Symbiote Spider-Man. But with the goblins, I think maybe they're doing something very similar. I almost want to run a Red Hulk right. So that we can scale or outscale anything they do over there. I'm thinking they may be running a Galactus list. Okay, they had the same idea as as us. And it's protected from Wakanda as well. Symbiote Spider-Man is not huge without the... we could go Wiccan as well. It doesn't really matter. It's either that or we go like Jeff Zabu. That allows us to do both Wiccan and Symbiote Spider-Man on the last turn. Maybe. But we also don't use all of our energy, so theirs would scale. I guess we don't use all of our energy either way. Yeah, let's go ahead and go with this. We wouldn't be able to do Symbiote Spider-Man with Jeff on the same turn. We didn't have enough energy. Wave makes it a touch trickier. But with Zabu, that allows us to play a decently powered card here. And then maybe we do like a surprise shift and shift over to the left. Our Red Hulk should scale. Oh my goodness. The anonymous gifter gifting out 10 gifted subs. I think that was 2 sets of 5. So if you picked up one of the gifted subs, oh no, they gifted 5, and then I think Twitch added 5 onto it, which I don't understand how the bonuses are going, but a huge support. I appreciate it. If you got one of those, make sure to, I guess you can't really thank them. Thank you for the support, whoever you are. I think we're going to go with this. I think this kind of hedges the bets a little bit. They could potentially do a 2-cost, like a Zabu, and a 4-cost, so a 6-cost card, and let their Red Hulk scale. Might be kind of scary.
Welcome. It took you long enough.
It was 10 from them. So if you scroll up to where it first pushed, it said we added 1 gift and 4 bonus gifts to an anonymous gifter's gift. And so Twitch generated 5 of those 10. We're going to lock this in. It could be bad, but just the one singular big card in the left. Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin's not going to be enough, is it? We scale, so we tie right, we push mid, or we win mid, we win left. So I think we're going against maybe an exact mirror, which is wild. But we'll gladly take it. It's Galactus versus Galactus. What's the deadline for the goal and the subs? I wish I was able to share, but at last monitor died and I need to buy a new one. Oh no, Darkmo, you're okay. So I have 2 weeks. I'm going to be streaming for 12 more days, including today. And I have until the end of those 12 days to hit 1,000. We're at 650, 651 out of 1,000. So we're getting incredibly close. As long as we continue with the momentum, we should be able to get there. What's the new game mode? The new game mode is high voltage. So in the dev diaries, it seems kind of like a Deadpool Diner-esque mode, but it is, so it's going to be like, in terms of, it's going to be a limited game mode. It's going to be 3 rounds, so only 3 turns, but you get a random amount of energy on each of those turns. And so it's going to be just this big chaotic game. I think we're going to see a lot of Galactus, a lot of Goliath, and a lot of craziness.
Welcome. It took you long enough.
And then a Malkaven Madness, 6 Apocalypse, and then a Giant UTE. Thank you for the Prime subs, and Giant UTE. Thank you for the Tier 1 sub. Very much appreciate the support. Hopefully you're having a great one. So we don't have a turn 2 play, unfortunately. We do have a Goblin, so we could maybe throw that in mid or right. But our hand doesn't look fantastic. And then Burr, you said, I have a question. If I use Baron Mordo and then Leech, it shouldn't work that way. So the 6-cost card from Baron, since it's just a cost change, it shouldn't be the base card. All right, so we do get Galactus here. Goblin in Necrotia. Maybe follow up with another Goblin. Where do you work, Mr. Streamer? Hopefully I work for you guys soon, but in general, or my day job. My day job is data analytics.
Victory.
my day job is data analytics, and so I look at a lot of stats and a lot of numbers, and then I formate those in easy to consume ways for the end users. But here we have Quicksilver. If we get a 2 cost, so Zabu or Psylocke, then we're sitting very, very pretty here. That TLSG free, absolutely the Rip Nation. We're getting close. We're at 654 out of the 1,000, and so I think I hope that we hit it early. If we hit it early enough, then we're gonna put in our 2-week notice. Then I have time built up enough that I can just not go back. And that's gonna be the goal. Trying to get a major in aerospace engineering, SCADA. That sounds like a difficult one to get a degree in, but it also sounds like one that would be very rewarding on the other end of it. I see the happiness in your face. Yes. So they called for a return to work, and the way that they did it just really rubbed me wrong. Because it was very unapologetic. You're gonna return to work, or you don't have a job. So they have initiative. They have Galactus. I'm assuming they have energy for Galactus. I'm gonna test it to see if maybe they don't, and I'll go ahead and play Wiccan. Next turn would be Hobgoblin. Symbiote mid. Whoa! Why did they? They didn't have Galactus. No G-Man. Okay, we'll take that. Let's go ahead and go Hobgoblin mid. Maybe we can derail their Galactus line. I hope you still get to use R for fun after you become a full-time streamer. Yeah, I'm sure that I will. Big Galactus can't stand up against the big or bigger Hobgoblin. Now, they do have more energy than we do on this last turn. So how do we win this one?
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
Maybe something like this? There's a chance that they do like a big Red Hulk and a Jeff. Oh wait, there's a turn 7. Oh, what am I doing? There's Limbo in play. Rough. It's a rough one. I completely forgot that there was Limbo on the board. With a -9, we can overpower it with a Hulk. I feel like I've committed at this point. They could still do 2 big cards. Something here small. Red Hulk. Okay. Zabu. No, that's not going to be enough, my friend. We will take the 4 cubes. Gladly take the 4 cubes. By being able to block the Galactus, that put the momentum and the tempo back in our hands. You said this guy's happiness with the goal getting closer. No, I'm excited too. Kino320, thank you so much for the gifted sub over to Suicide Sheep, and then Hunter S, thank you for the Prime sub. We're getting a lot closer, a lot faster than I thought we would, and so I kind of think we play away from Danger Room, and then we're gonna start like throwing our Galactus and stuff into the Danger Room. That way we can grab priority. I think they're gonna go off of trying to get their stuff destroyed in the left. And then that will allow us to have that priority when we need it. So Aunt May's is interesting. We don't have a 4-cost card here. We've been having pretty bad draws on like the Symbiote Spider-Man Wiccan stuff. They do have the go-ahead to play into Aunt May's now, though. Got the symbiote Spider-Man. It's going to bounce somewhere else. So either to the right or to the left. We kind of hope to the left, but I think we need to get this cleared so that we can then come back and maybe push for it later. I actually think they're going to do symbiote Spider-Man of their own into Aunt May's as a way to... Oh, no, just Wiccan. Interesting. They're going away from the Galactus this turn. And then Skada. Skada with the timeout. You have some time to think about what you've done. So we do get Wiccan, which is wicked good for us. I think we go Wiccan mid. Because we can't ever win with Galactus here. Now, if they have a Goblin, there's a chance that it hurts us a bit. So we may just do some mind games on them and make them think that we go Galactus left. If their Goblin stays, then we don't have to worry about it. All right, so no Galactus for us this turn, for this game. So they have the double drop here. We can always go... We can go Hobgoblin. We could also go with like a wave, and then we could do multiple cards on the last turn. We could do 2 6 costs on the last turn. I think we're going to go Hobgoblin mid. Red Hulk. Oh man, that Danger Room is unsympathetic. And so knowing the rest of their deck, we might be able to figure out what they want to do here. So they have an Eliath. Eliath would be the highest power that they could go, which would be 10, bringing this up to 11. This doesn't beat mid. Woof. I think we lose this one. Because Danger Room just didn't destroy anything. Because we can overpower the right with the Red Hulk. But then if they have the Eliath, we lose here. We're going to hope they don't have Ravonna. Yeah, they have the Eliath. Or not Ravonna, Eliath. They did. It was only 1 additional cube, so I figured I would give that... or take that risk, but unfortunately did not pay off. We probably should have broken up the Zabu in the right lane with our Goblin so that they would have had to pressure it, but we knew it was coming. And then Crazy Bacon Legs, thank you so much for resubbing with your Prime sub for the 3rd month. That here's a bit of help towards your dream of full-time content creation. Thank you so much. Are we still live? I mean, our internet shows fine. What in the heck? Not like not like this. Why was Zabu 11 instead of 8? Zabu was 11 because he was played into Aunt May's and then pushed over to the right. And so it was 3 + 3 + 5. And then Sodom, thank you so much for the Prime sub. And the support that pushes us up to 29 for the day. The game called timeout as well. But our internet itself is still good. Like, we haven't had any lag or any issues. What is this? I'm gonna see if maybe I can join back in from my phone before it loses us. The game said you can't run the Galactus anymore. All right. All right, so I'm back in on my phone. No! We lost. We lost it. We didn't get back in time. Rest in peace. You guys probably won't be able to see it, but we have the defeated. What is going on with the game, by the way? And then Vadras PR, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. And then Colby3185, thank you so much for the resub as well. For 3 months, you said, hey TLSG, I have a question. If I'm subbed on Twitch, is it still better for you that I watch on the platform, or can I watch on YouTube? So you can watch on either one. As far as the support goes, it does help me out more on the Twitch side, because that's what sponsors use to like base their offers on, is my concurrent viewers on Twitch. But either one, if YouTube's better for you, then absolutely there. And then Melphis, were you able to do that with 0 bits? Because it said Melphis used 0 bits to gigantify an emote. Man, that loss stings. Because we had him on the ropes. And that was battle number 3, yeah? Rough. Love the content? Go ahead and quit that day job. We're getting close. 661 out of 661 out of the 1,000. We're getting ever so much closer. It should have used them. I mean, maybe it did. Maybe it just popped up weird, but the notification said you used 0. What's your day job? My day job is data analytics. And so we're going to run to a really quick ad break. I'm not sure if you caught that before the ad started. We're going to run to a quick ad break, and then we'll be right back with maybe a little bit more Galactus. We'll see if it continues to DC me. Don't go anywhere, you guys. Oh, and then Mark, you joined us on the YouTube side. Yeah, so I DC'd. And said, here we are just in case. So I don't know if I can... Actually, I can. Should be able to pull it up. I'll show you that what the like pop-up came up as. And so it shows Melphis used 0 bits. So I'm sure it's just glitch. I'm sure that they got used, but interesting set of events that we just had. I hate that we got paired while trying your deck. No, it's okay, Mark. Just do me a favor and take it the rest of the way. Get that infinite border where I wasn't able to. Hopefully you're able to pull it home, Mark. And the T green thing, yeah, it said the same thing.
Hey,
on yours
welcome.
is that it was used with 0. Trying to help the dream geek news period. Thank you so much for the Prime sub. Definitely helping support the dream and keeping it alive. So I guess we have to go into a gold conquest. That's rough. We'll go into a gold conquest, see if we can blitz through it with Galactus, and then jump into an infinite. Do you not like your job, or is it more streaming is your dream? So it's a mixture. It's a mixture job. So I don't mind my job, but we have new leadership that definitely doesn't have the same vision that the old leadership had. And so they're doing things in a way that's like very much them trying to just like make a name for themselves. And it's just it's you can really like feel how the overall cohesion and atmosphere has changed. So the work itself isn't bad, but the actual politics and behind the scenes of it is not necessarily great. They also called for a return to work. And so with that, I'd be in office when I would normally did like a multitask of doing a video whenever like a patch came out or a new card. I wouldn't be able to do that if I was back in office. And so my content would end up being very, very minimal. And so I enjoy making the content. And so I think it's the kind of the push or the nudge that I needed to see if I can maybe make it a reality. Do you live in a tech city? No, I live near Houston. What happened to the tracker? It's missing cards. Once we start our journey, it should fix. And then Angel, can I ask you for a weird favor? Yeah, absolutely. I've just watched your last YouTube video. Now your name is RN God. RNG God, absolutely. Have you seen the new season trailer yet? I did. I did see the new season trailer. It looks really cool, and they very like nonchalantly just like mentioned a new game mode. And so we do have Quicksilver Wave Galactus. But we don't want to play into Bar with No Name. Return to work is anti-employee. Yeah. And I don't necessarily mind it. But the way that they went about it was they gave we've been remote or work from home for 4 years. They gave us a week and a half turnaround and said we're calling for return to office. They gave us a survey to fill out like with our intent to return, but it just kind of was give them an outlet, and then they didn't do anything with that. And so it was very it just sat wrong. And then Dr. Chele, keep it up. You're awesome. Thank you so much, Dr. Chele. I appreciate it. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. And Angel, you said, okay, watch out. You know I'm a mod for the Discord Snap. And in around 2 hours, we have Snap Night. We need to craft a deck and people play against us. Do you want to help me build something? So what kind of are there set restrictions that it has to have? Or I guess kind of what is the feel for the deck? We're going to try and hit them with an Goliath and block their destroy tools. So they could still go Venom, but if they go Venom, they only have one space to be able to potentially win in, or they only have X23 can bounce over into Bar with No Name. We have one more space here, so I'm going to save that for a turn 6 Red Hulk and just move Jeff over into mid. And so what are the restrictions on it, Angel? And then AJ, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day so far. Glad to have you here. And so the short destroy, we win mid, potentially right. They could have a Shang-Chi though. Shang-Chi would wipe us out since we already blew through the Goliath. We may lose 4 to a Shang. No, okay, thank goodness.
Victory.
Does Galactus go off when you're winning? No, it shouldn't. It shouldn't trigger over here. If we use a 1-cost card, we need to use 3 more, and that goes for 2 other energies. So we can build a 4x1, 4x2, and 4x3 deck. Interesting. My the movement Havoc deck, what energy curve did that look like? Because it was a lot of 1s, a lot of 2s, and a lot of, I think, a couple of 3s. Would be kind of interesting. Let's go ahead and go Quicksilver into Quantum Tunnel. See what we can make happen. Wiccan, wow, turn 1 Wiccan is wicked beautiful. The Deadpool coming in mid. So then Limbo in place as well. Symbiote into Galactus, but we want to try to position it where maybe, I think maybe we position it over to the right. If the enemy had more than 6 power in Bar with No Name, you could play Galactus there. Yeah, yep, you could, but they would have to have the 6 power because you'd have to be winning that location. Symbiote, Hobgoblin, Galactus is beautiful. And then Weir Island is not bad on it either. Let's go ahead and snap it. Okay, that's probably the right call from Jab. We took a little jab at him. And then Angel, before you leave, there is another one, like a mid-range, like Thena, Kitty Pryde, Angela deck with like Juggernaut. If you're wanting just like the 1, 2, 3, I think that's going to be the easiest way. That might end up being able to cook well. But either way, we'll see you when you get back. So Quicksilver, we have Zabu into a turn 3 Wiccan, which is beautiful, enough for me to snap into. I think Jab is getting tired of us. And so Aranya, looking for the Aranya like Deadpool move. Interesting. Especially the Aranya Hulkbuster. So they probably took out Shang-Chi, where the one I had yesterday had Shang-Chi, and they have Aranya instead. And so it snowballs a little bit higher, but it doesn't have like any tech to it. And so TLSG 1 should give you the story. So Nico, X23, they do get additional card draw, so that's big for them. Then the last one is the Raft. Go ahead and Wiccan over there. I don't know that we're going to compete for the Raft location to fill it up, get the free 0 cost, 6 cost, but at least we have some pressure there, so they have to respect that we could potentially do it. Goodness, that is a nasty big Deadpool right off the jump. So I think we make a tough call here. We have the Eliath. I feel like do they go Killmonger this turn? I want to try to snipe the Deadpool to get it stuck onto the board maybe. Could also go Psylocke Jeff, see what happens. Either that or we Eliath mid this turn, but I want to save it. I'm going to go ahead and go Hobgoblin.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
Hopefully Wolverine bounces to the left. That'd be beautiful. No such luck. Alright, we do have priority. The big Galactus, but we're not going to be able to... We would have had Hobgoblin destroyed had we played it mid. So if they do like a Venom, be a Deadpool Venom, right?
Opponent snapped.
If they do have Deathlock in their deck, then the right lane... They might be able to fill up the right lane and do a destroy there. Oh, they can't Deadpool mid. Good call. We may not be able to win still, but that amuses me. We can't win mid. There's nothing we can do to pressure mid. They've only destroyed a handful of cards, but their null is pretty big. Is it worth risking 7 here? Death is pretty expensive. Yeah, death is pretty expensive, but what would null be? So they've only destroyed 2 cards. So death is 6. They destroyed a 6-power Deadpool and a 3-power. So null would be 9. Death is the biggest they can go. And so 12, this brings it up to 19. So this guarantees wins here. 7, 8, 9, but it doesn't beat a death to the left. I think we lose to a left death. If they have it. They only have 1 card left in deck. Definitely have it. everything mid. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so then we have, at this point, we would have a 12-point lead. So it would be a tie. Ah, is that death right? I think it becomes a tie. The Jeff to the right, yeah.
Tie.
Jeff to the right would have given that to us. So our gut read was right, but they could have done that any direction. And so I don't know that I would have locked in what we had staged. And then Packers for life, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. We're having a good one. We were on an infinite conquest run, battle number 3, about to take it in, and I lost connection. I lost connection, not to the stream, just to the game. Do you think Agony will make Scarlet Spider better? No. No. The reason I don't think so is, so typically the cards that you have to really build around buffing, they're glass cannons, and so then that's a fortunate discard for them. Unfortunate for us. Then Galactus. All right. They're glass cannons, and so then it could get offset by like a Shadow King. Angel, you were able to come up with one? Nice. Good. So they do have Deadpool down. Get a nice wave. Wave into Galactus is always a fun possibility. So it should be exclamation point card Agony.
What a game!
So it's going to be a 50-50 of who has priority. Them, not us. Yeah, so it's a 50-50 who has it. What's the season pass card next week? Agent Venom. Could be Agent Venom. We can do Symbiote Spider-Man into Galactus on 5 because of Titan. Woof. So Galactus would have procced in mid. So they destroy 4 here. Brings it up to 12. I'm going to stay in for the 1, but I think we probably retreat after that. The Hulkbuster. And with Venom, yeah. Venom, we wouldn't have been able to get the Galactus mid to go off.
I definitely need to change my underwear.
Yeah. So had we played to just raw Galactus out on 4, we could have sniped him in mid. But unfortunately we didn't. And then Unibot on the YouTube side, you said, would you say Dakin is worth 3,000 tokens? I have 53. You have 53,000 tokens? He's your last S4 card. So right now there's an okay like Dakin Arnhem Zola deck, but I think with Scorn, I think Dakin is poised to maybe make a comeback with Scorn, being able to buff him up before that blade gets discarded. Quicksilver, Zabu, a 4 cost maybe. So they have Deadpool off the jump again. That's always one of the biggest hurdles for that deck, is having it down, or getting it down early. Quicksilver, Zabu. We could wave on 3, but we could also just go Wiccan, so we have the extra energy going into our follow-up turns. So we'd be able to Galactus on 4, and they couldn't play a big card in comparison. I feel like TVA is a snap.
Opponent snapped.
But I could be wrong. It's so interesting that Destroy has barely changed as an archetype. Yeah, no, Destroy is, like, it's consistent. It stays very heavily the same. And so with the deck that they're running, they could go Shang-Chi instead of Aranya. That's what I did yesterday, but... So Deadpool, X23, Carnage. We should have priority, so we could rip away TVA.
Time's up.
So that the game doesn't end on 4. They may get a free raft card if they choose to fill this one up this turn. But we have to make them kneel. Because I think if we did Galactus into TVA, I think we would lose after everything came down. And so we're going to take away TVA so we have a couple more turns to make those adjustments after the fact. Alioth left. The game would end after this turn. So it depends on what their read is, though. They play Null, though? Maybe. They may play Null. But we could do Alioth on that last turn. Galactus and TVA. Galactus TVA is such a bold call. And then Austin, what are your thoughts on the over there? I think they missed the mark. I don't think they really changed many cards that felt like they were problematic. And I don't know that the small changes to like Galactus or Symbiote brings it up. That is unfortunate for Jab, and that is the Jab that I think we need to dominate. Whew. Let's see what cards got destroyed. Goodness. That would be Nico, Deadpool, Venom. So if they did, they could do Null this turn. Yeah, he could do Null this turn, but it's not very big, would be the issue. So it's only going to be, what, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10-ish power? Then they could do a death on top of it. Check what was destroyed? Yeah, no, I checked what was destroyed. So death would be pretty cheap next turn. Let's see which direction they ended up going with. Yeah, they do go ahead and play the Null. Goodness, a 39 power? Oh no, I forgot. Oh man, I forgot my side. Oh man. I forgot the stuff that was destroyed on my side. Oof. Deadpool was 8. Deadpool was 4 here and then 8 over here. Yeah, that's true. That is embarrassing. We had the Alioth. We had it primed and ready. Just didn't get it down. And so now it becomes a very long, drawn-out uphill fight. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row that we have to win, which is very tough to do. We do have Galactus. So we have the Zabu Potentially get Wiccan down. We need the secret rogue tech for sure. Subterranea. Okay. So we get Jeff, which I think we can use to maybe have priority. Next turn would be Wave, and then we get a Galactus down. We still have to worry about, of course, their death, their null. We're going to hope for Hobgoblin or Galactus, right? And then Unibot, you said, thanks, bud. Definitely looking forward to Scorn. And yeah, whaled out for a while. Min-maxing resources and hoarding. Yeah. Yep, Season Pass only. You're able to make a lot of progress. That's the majority of what I end up doing. How about Daredevil for Jeff? I mean, you could. You could do Daredevil for Jeff. That'd probably be fine. So X23 with the Destroy spell is huge for their Nico. They do lose their Hulkbuster, so huge for us. And then we have priority, and so we are able to get the Galactus down. It's just a matter of winning from there that becomes a problem. All right, let's go ahead and do this. X23 will bounce over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Their death becomes free. And so this is probably one of the tougher matchups, I would think, for this deck. Because getting the Galactus down a lot of times means that you just kind of lose. So I'm assuming Carnage. Maybe a Deadpool Carnage. Wolverine Deathlock. Okay. And they don't have the cutesy Arnim Zola in this one either. They went with like a Deathlock, so an extra destroy trigger instead. It's rough. That's not what we wanted to see. Might be it. That might be all she wrote for us. The destroy matchup. It's a huge rock. It is. Yeah, an X23 disappeared into the void for sure. And so a rock and a venom. And we just hope that their other two cards are rocks. Probably not, but bad RNG. Bad RNG, and we didn't play it incredibly well either. Because we could have avoided their big null last game, but just didn't quite get there. So that would have been a much different like push with us being ahead instead of them. So that one I say was our fault, my fault. And it becomes a GG. I feel like we were on a really good upward trajectory, and then that DC happened, and it just put a damper on everything. We also have the shop reset, so I don't think anything new popped up. A new X23, which looks kind of sleek. But otherwise, nothing else new. I'm going to throw it into one more Conquest, and we may run it a little bit on ladder as well. Why not use Galactus, Symbiote, Panther, Zola? I didn't enjoy that one as much. It didn't seem to perform as well for me. Because I tried a couple of different versions of the Galactus stuff, and then the Panther Zola always feels like it's too all in. And so if they are somebody that's running a tech card at all, you end up losing. And usually those are big cube losses because you kind of have to, if you're going to get any kind of cube rate, you have to snap early and aggressively with a deck like that. And then they're able to snap back pretty easily. Why not swap Null for Red Hulk? A lot of times Red Hulk will be bigger. Unless it's against Destroy, of course. And then Chris from EU said, hey, TLSG, do gifted subs count towards your goal at all? Yes, it does. So any Prime, any Tier 1, 2, or 3, or gifted, they all count towards the subscriber goal. Right now we're at 662 out of 1,000. And so we're making really good strides and really good progress towards it. Just over 300 away. Oh, I guess we're doing ladder. Is it tough for Conquest because they know the Panther Zola? Even on ladder, I didn't have good success with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and Quicksilver. We're gonna get the 1 out of 3 in Sakaar. Easy peasy. Galactus turn 1. And then Chris from EU, thank you so much for the 8 tier 1 subs. The 8 gifted tier 1 subs, and it looks like Twitch added 5 on top of that. And so that brings us up to, it should be 675 after that. So if you grabbed one of the gifted subs from Chris, make sure to thank them in the chat. Very, very generous. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate the support. I take back all the mean things I said about the EU today. They're good people. They're very... I've never met someone from the EU that I did not like. If you hit 1,000 after this 2-week experiment, will you still go full-time? Yeah. I think with the pace that we're going, I think that we'll hit 1,000 before the end of the 2 weeks, and I'll go full-time. And so I think it's very much in the cards. Do we ever do a Symbiote Spider-Man into the left so that they don't know for sure that we're doing Galactus? I don't know. I feel like maybe it's some kind of cheekiness. And then Usef, hello from France. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great one. Angel, you said, as an EU person, I appreciate your words. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have Wave. Go Zabu, Psylocke. We're just pushing for priority here, right? I guess if it triggered, that was it. It would take away Limbo, and they could potentially win in Sakaar. Maybe it just becomes something kind of like this. You must be well excited to go full time. I am. I'm very excited for the potential to be able to go full time. So we could do something kind of interesting here, I think. That becomes a -1. We could potentially get him with the Galactus. And so I'm really excited for the potential to be able to go full-time for sure. And so Symbiote Spider-Man does come down. Our 8 power, no. Our 8 power is not going to be able to match into it, unfortunately. They go Symbiote Spider-Man for the negative cards, which is kind of nice to see. But unfortunately, we're not able to make it happen. If they Symbiote Spider-Man, they Symbiote Spider-Man with Symbiote Spider-Man, and it comes back our way. Only 1 additional cube. I think I'm going to go ahead and... No. I feel like that's a waste. I don't know. We'll donate the 1 extra. Is Galactus too strong now? No, definitely not. No, he falls to a lot of things still. And then Horror Story on the YouTube side. Hope you hit your 1,000 soon. I think we have a good shot of getting there pretty soon. Maybe early next week if we're lucky. If we continue the like pattern and momentum that we have so far, and I'd be absolutely excited to call in and turn in my 2 weeks and then use my time off until my time comes. So Symbiote Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider, and then make your opponent retreat. Thank you, 1337. Kunito? I appreciate it. It still feels kind of surreal. Like it feels like I'm quitting my job with nothing lined up, but I do, and it's been consistent for a couple years. And so I think if not now, then when. And so I think now is the best time to try and make that push. So you got the shoulders for it? I hope it works out for you. Thank you, Chris. Is it I have to subscribe, but I'm broke right now? No worries, horror. I completely understand. Just being here to watch and enjoy is more than I could ask. Is always very appreciated. If you do have Amazon Prime subs count towards it. But if you don't have that, being here is perfectly fine too. So we could go Zabu. Let's go ahead and go, I guess, Wave. It makes a potential Galactus possible next turn. Then Roger said, hi, I'm literally in class, and I realized I faced you again halfway through. Did you beat us this time? Was it on ladder? If so, then I think you beat me. What other games do you like playing? I like dabbling in just about every type or genre of game. I've dabbled in at one point or another. And I missed the ads. Oh man, I missed snoozing the ads. So I'm gonna try and finish this off before they start. No, we missed it. But I've dabbled in World of Warcraft, RuneScape, Call of Duty. I played that for a while. League of Legends. I've dabbled in a big percentage of just different games throughout my days. Nah, it's not gonna work. They should have more than 6 in the right. More finisher was brutal. And so sorry about that, you guys. I missed the snooze button to skip it and skip the ads until the game was over. Well, we started off strong with this deck. The DC happened, and then I just haven't been able to put much together since then. I'm going to try a handful more on the ladder, see if we spew a few more cubes, and then maybe we'll do a pivot after that. I think Zoo is in a fantastic spot. Destroy is decent. Maybe we do a Thanos. What's the new game mode? So the new game mode is high voltage. It's like a temporary game mode. Kind of like Deadpool Diner, but it's only going to have 3 turns and a random amount of energy for each turn. So up to, I think it said 10 or maybe 20. So it's going to be really chaotic. Just a lot of high variance, and there's no cubes, no snaps, but you gain voltages for each game that you win, and you earn a card along that. And so we're gonna go ahead and lock in the Quicksilver. We're gonna turn on the emote only chat here, and then we're gonna lock back in, you guys. So Krakoa, we have Quicksilver. We do get the Psylocke. So if we get a Symbiote or Wiccan, we can get it down on 3. If not, we have Wave if we end up drawing like a Galactus, which would be beautiful. So Wiccan here would be wicked good. Galactus is fine as well. I think we go ahead and maybe Wave into Kiln.
Hey, welcome.
And then
it took you long enough.
Lufami, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. That bumps us up to 45 for the day. 677 out of 1,000. We're nearing that mark, ever so much closer. And then T Greenathy, that may be my new favorite emote. We're gonna go ahead and snap into this one because we do have the wave down. We're gonna be able to do either Galactus here, get a buffed up next card, Or we just throw Galactus into Thunderbolt's tower. We follow up with a Hobgoblin that goes to -10. And then finish it off with an Goliath last turn. And so unfortunately, all of the setup that they put forward in the Collector, the Morbius, is now gonna be gone. We'll gladly take it. So we could do Wiccan to get extra energy, but I like the Hobgoblin here. And then SVP1234, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. That pushes us to 46 today, and we're nearing. Everyone is nearing it and getting us that much closer. And so I appreciate the support and appreciate you being here. Where can I read about the new game mode? I had no idea. So Horror Story, it was just very briefly mentioned in the dev diary that they released today. So it's a video on their Marvel Snap channel. And it was around the 9-minute mark is when they go through. It's like a 20 or 30 second spiel that they did. So Hellcow, the Hobgoblin, I don't think there's anything that they can do to bring this back. I'm going to go Goliath. So even if they go like Dracula, which I don't think would outpower us anyways, but in case they do, it's not going to be. We end up getting the retreat. We'll make them kneel. Let's jump over into the next one. We did complete a couple of our alliance missions, and so the destroy ones, and they've lowered the they've made a lot of these much more like flexible or easier to do just in passing. And so we're gonna be able to do maybe both of these.
Epic.
We'll go ahead and do this one. And so I haven't had to run a specific deck at all, and we're up to 6,000 points this time around. So much easier than it was before. I'm glad that they made that change. It was a good one. Then it looks like it has been a little bit over the 2 minutes. Sorry, that may have went a little bit long. You guys are free to chat once again. Did I need to grind bounties? Thanks for the reminder. Absolutely, Angel. I didn't even get to start recording before we won this game. That poor Hella player. Said, "Hey, don't make me kneel on a Friday." I'm so sorry, Mike. I apologize. You didn't deserve to have to kneel. And then Rodri said, "I tried Galactus for a bit and I barely got a single Galactus off." I don't know if Galactus junk is the way. Yeah, with a lot of I haven't ran into a lot of clutter today, but clutter absolutely just derails what we want to do. Also, did you check the deck? No, I haven't checked it yet. Let me pull it up. Nice. And so 4/4. I think that looks solid. You have the Cosmo for the counter, the Red Guardian, the Havoc that's going to be able to scale along with Dina and Angela. I think that'll be fantastic for the like restrictive rule set. Hello players earn those losses. Oh, Hydra King. Hydrate? Not thirsty? I didn't see it. My bad, Hydrate King. Welcome in. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Next up we have Bleefy. Let's go ahead and we could do Quicksilver, let it get destroyed in Murder World, but I think we go Quicksilver, Psylocke, position maybe a Symbiote Spider-Man. Killian said, "Why do you put Twitch in emote time, emote only timeout randomly?" So I have a channel point redemption on Twitch. So if you watch, you passively gain the channel points, and then you can use or redeem those to send us into 2 minutes of emote only. And so it's just a fun thing that I have, or I think it's fun. And so it randomly comes up, but we put them in emote only jail for a little while. We do have the Psylocke into the follow-up Wiccan play, and then we could do maybe Galactus on 3. We'll see what it ends up coming out to be. And then Luffy, you said from Reddit, here are the new game mode rules. Only 3 rounds, each turn gaining 2 to 5 energy randomly, no cubes or snapping. On the video, it showed him having 10 energy at one point. And so I'm not saying you're wrong, but yeah, and so I don't know. Maybe there was a location along with like the 5 energy that bumped him up to 10. Who knows? Oh, we've already snapped. I tried to snap again. We have the Wiccan. We have the follow-up Galactus. So I'm going to do Wiccan into Baxter Building to make sure we have priority. And then we're going to take out the negatively afflicted Cyclops. Our Galactus left. We can follow that up next turn with Symbiote Spider-Man Green Goblin. And then final turn would be like an Alioth. And then Dexter's Wedding Shoes. You said I saw your Hella Game 5 Shang-Chi and Sinister London clip. That was a very lucky flip that we got there. I think it was a 1 out of 4 for them to stack and work out perfectly. But we do have the Galactus. Let's go Symbiote Spider-Man. If we had Red Hulk as well, we could go Wave. No, we want 2 spaces open. So Symbiote Spider-Man, Green Goblin. And then I think we have the easy win. And then Conspicuous Compiler resubbing with your Prime sub for 2 months. Always happy to see Twitch's own totally leading snap winner Galactus. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support, Conspicuous. And so the Misty Knight, along with the Enchantress, is fine. We're all right. Let's do the Alioth. We could go Red Guardian, but I want to make sure that they don't try anything. I guess... yeah, I want to make sure they don't try anything crazy. They could... like, even a Shang-Chi, if they were, like, anticipated the Red Hulk, would be fine. Actually, I'm not going to merge Symbiote Spider-Man. I'm going to leave him as is. They go ahead and stay for the 4. Do they beat us? Oof. Oh, close. It was very close, but not quite. With the 16 power Red Hulk, not Red Hulk, 16 power regular Hulk coming in. We'll take the 4th, though. Let's jump into the next one. And then, Steven, you said, do you watch any of the Marvel shows? Like Agatha was recently launched, or Loki? Not Snap shows, Marvel shows. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I knew what you meant. Yeah, I do. I've watched most of them. I've watched just about all of the movies and most of the shows as well. I think the only one that I've like thoroughly been super like, hyped about or excited was season 2 of Loki. Was crazy. Season 2 of Loki was phenomenal. Everything else has been good. It's been a good watch, but it hasn't been like to the level of like the Avengers era, like where it's just like so good that I just can't keep watching or can't believe it. Drunken, you said She-Hulk? I didn't mind She-Hulk. I may be in the minority. I didn't mind it. I didn't just like love it. I probably wouldn't watch it again, but I didn't dislike it enough to not watch it all the way to the end. And then I liked Miss Marvel, actually. Definitely not the same type of movie as like, or same type of show, but I liked the character. I liked Miss Marvel's character quite a bit. I thought she did a really good job. And so let's go ahead and go Quicksilver into the big house. We have the follow-up with Psylocke. What about Secret Invasion? You got me. You got me on Secret Invasion. I watched 1 or 2 episodes and just couldn't do it anymore. And so you got me with the Secret Invasion. I didn't care for that one. You said season 2 of Loki was astronomical. We loved it. There are rumors of a season 3. Really? How would they top what they did in season 2? Either way, would definitely be something I'd be excited about. And then Thunderbolts. I haven't seen a whole lot about it. But I did watch the trailer, and it did look pretty decent. Like Miss Marvel quite a bit. Yeah, like I don't think it had like the best of villain or the best effects or anything, but I think it was a fun watch, and so I definitely didn't dislike Miss Marvel. I liked her as Miss Marvel and that character. I thought she did it. I thought she really helped bring that show to life. I think without her, it may not have. I don't think I would have enjoyed it without her acting as Miss Marvel. So I assume that they have cards that they want to pull up. We could do Wiccan so that we could get 8 energy on the last turn. Or actually, going into the final couple of turns, I still think we Eliath. Let's Eliath here, see if we can stop them from doing a Beast, stop them from doing a Falcon, which would completely ruin and derail. Oh no, so we didn't stop anything. Woof. Okay. I hope in the future some of the films can stray away from always having to have wisecracks. Yeah, I feel like they've leaned too heavily into the like the shtick humor of like say this outlandish thing. Like whenever it was every once in a while, like and it just kind of broke you away from how tense things were getting. It was great. But when they lean into that too heavily, definitely not as big of a fan of it.
Opponent snapped.
Do they ever have any way to win Bar with No Name? Ooh, they have Demon. What are we talking about? Not Demon, Hood. Yeah.
Escaped.
He said my girlfriend is Muslim, and she really enjoyed the representations in Miss Marvel. Yeah, I think they did a really good job of, like, showing the culture that.
Hey, welcome. It took you long.
I'll be honest, a lot of people in the U.S. are not super familiar with, and they did it in a way that was like easy to take in, even if you knew nothing about like the Muslim or that religion or any of their beliefs. And so I thought they did a great job. And then Film Colossus, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. Very much appreciate having you here. That brings us to 47 for the day. We're up to 679, almost at that 700 mark. And then it's all downhill from there till we get to that 1,000. Next up, we have Mr. In. The first location is Gamma Lab, which is decent. If we can get Psylocke or Zabu here, we'd be able to curve into Wiccan, which would be wicked good. And then Celine hitting our Green Goblin is great, but it also tells me that this is some kind of like junk or clutter deck, or a Galactus deck of their own. Nope, definitely the junk variety, unfortunately. So we have the Green Goblin we can use on 3. Oof, wow. This is tough. Rough stuff for sure. Let's go ahead and go wave left so that we can get... Okay. They did us a solid. We don't have priority, so they could always ruin our potential Galactus. They gave us a shot. Unless we win Expansion. Patriot gives them a +3. Jubilee into Red Hulk. We definitely have priority. Our issue would be winning from that point, though. He said Spider-Man into a Spider-Verse accomplished a similar thing. Learning Chi equals T. And that Chi T is redundant was fun. I actually didn't remember that part. But no, I think they did something very similar too. All right, do we snap into it though? I think we may struggle winning from there because they probably have, since we don't have Eliath, they probably have Cannonball. Let's go ahead and make them kneel and see what we can make happen. We do have Green Goblin as a follow-up on turn 5 in the right. And then Angel with the Snap Redemption. All right, we may force a retreat now. Goodness, look at that giant Hobgoblin. Now, we could... It's not awful. We can clear the -11. It does take away our 7, but we get that off of our side of the board. It still lands them with, you shall snap him. Okay, I'll snap it back. And they could flood this side too, potentially. If they fill this lane up, oh no. If they fill this lane up this turn, then we're at their mercy. Bro is gonna lose 4 cubes? Yeah, probably. Okay, Symbiote Spider-Man. We don't have priority. This is the best thing we can do. They do a cannonball at 8. It goes up to 15. We send them -4. So it goes down to 11. We would lose. We would lose by 1. We're losing 8? Nah, we're just going to lose 4. Definitely going to Galactus. Awesome. That was very scary. With the Shuri double trigger. Luckily they didn't have a high-powered 2 cost. Had they had a demon that they could have doubled up or quadrupled up, would have been fantastic. Oof. We'll take the 4 though. My goodness, we didn't deserve that one, but somehow we got it anyways. Film, you said, well, this is making the YouTube. I'll see myself there when I watch this highlight. You most definitely will. So I think I'll post this one probably tomorrow morning, right before I go live as well. That way we have one to launch, and it's doing decently. Like, it's not crazy, but it's not bad by any means. Go ahead and destroy cards.
Epic.
See how much. We'll see how far we can push this. We haven't in the alliance. We haven't missed the high end reward any week yet. There's been a couple of close calls. And then Angel, yeah, Angel with the chat redemption coming through for us. And then Adam K, thank you so much for the Prime sub.
Welcome. It took you long enough.
Your notification should come by. I very much appreciate the support. That puts us at 48 for the day, up to 680 if I'm not mistaken. And so we're getting very close to our goal and to that marker. So I appreciate having you here and appreciate the support. And Conspicuous, you said, and then Mr. Simba, have you tried Pokemon Pocket? I did. I don't think they... I don't know that the battling is as engaging as Snap. So I have a lot of thoughts on it, but I have been enjoying it. It's something kind of different, kind of fun. But I have been playing it. And then Lotta Bass 8, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support as well. Very much appreciate having you here. We can go Wiccan Gladiator. Do they have a Galactus? Maybe something like this. We get the extra energy. We stage an Alioth, and we get a good base power going. They did snap on it, so we're a little bit weary, but not weary enough to retreat out. Wow. So the armor doesn't get destroyed from the Gladiator. Oh, it's a big Evo. It's a Affliction deck. I think we might be okay. They get a copy of our Alioth. Let's see what we get a copy of on their end. Abomination. And so anything that gets afflicted, we now have benefit from. Let's go ahead and go big Hobgoblin into mid. I'm going to snap back. We don't have Galactus yet, but if we ever do, we're in a very, very nice spot. And then Conspicuous, you said, so TLSG, with all the things in your life keeping you busy, with family, work, and streaming, how do you find the time to get healthy cooked meals at home? Well, since you asked, we are currently currently sponsored by Factor. And then those are quick, ready-to-eat meals. They're actually really good. But I appreciate the plug, Conspicuous. Let's go ahead and go Symbiote Spider-Man Psylocke left as we still look to pull into our Galactus. Because if we can get Galactus, the game is over. And then Dark Assassin 011, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. Appreciate having you here.
Hey, welcome. It took
And
you
then
long enough.
Mr. Simba as well. Thank you for the Prime. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. We're in a not great spot. Split apart these, I don't know. Without Galactus, this win becomes very tough. Let's crush this sub goal, everybody. Thank you so much, Brown Mamba.
Hey, welcome.
And then
It
El
took you long enough.
Marlish, thank you for the sub as well, the Prime sub and the support. Absolutely love to see it coming through. Galactus. Galactus. You are not Galactus. Well, it is what it is. We have one more shot for the Galactus. And even then, I think they might be able to beat us, right? They just outpower us in mid? Oh no, it's for 8 cubes as well. So what would their... What could their big payoff be, since they Eliath the last turn? I think a bomb mid, yeah. I don't think we Galactus. As fun as Galactus would be, 9 to 10 power. Bring him up to like 15. A full skip doesn't do it. I think we're okay. We're not going to do the Galactus. I think that gets too cheeky. It gives us an out to potentially lose. They do have the Abomination, true. And so just doing that in mid would beat our Galactus symbiote, but not the Abomination. We do get the 4-cube retreat from Bruno. We really love to see it. Had we gotten Galactus earlier, we could have made it happen as early as turn, I think, 3, but unfortunately he came in at the last second. We were still able to find the way to win. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next one. So that wins energy with Hazmat. Ooh, like Hazmat Ajax. Hazmat Ajax could have potentially won it, yeah? Then I missed a couple of chats along the way as I was playing that one. Ryan said that that Pokemon game is focused on collection and not gameplay. So they did say that they're open to, like, if the demand is there, they're open to adding in a ranked mode, and like, of course, that could potentially segue and lead into like it being in like the worlds competitions and things like that. But at launch, no, they don't have anything. So I just don't know if it's varied enough that it would be competitive. Like, I got very lucky with the initial pulls that I did, because I didn't put any money in. I just pulled the initial like 10 or 20 or so packs, and I focused all on the Mewtwo pack, and I have what I think is probably the best deck right now. And I don't think I've lost with it. It just feels kind of unfair at that point. And so if that's the case and they don't have a good like rotation, and you would want enough, like the RNG that this game has, yes, it is a negative in some senses, but it keeps you on your toes. It keeps things in each game a little bit different versus it just being like All right, I'm gonna play Galactus again. There's a lot of different variables that you have to account for in it. And so we'll see how it does. We'll see how it goes. I am enjoying playing it in just kind of in my downtime or in my spare time. But I do think I'll do like a thoughts video on it, so like first impressions, and then maybe do like 1 or 2 deck videos, and I'll create a separate channel for it. And then it'll probably be pretty slow go until global release. And then General, you said, hey TLSG, I've been having a frustrating work IT day. Work PC completely wiped. Oof. Looking forward to relax with your stream. Welcome in, General Sergeant. Hopefully the bad part of the day is behind you, and hopefully we can jump in with some good going forward. And then Steven, you said, wow, I was not expecting to see Trump live stream on Twitch. I saw him with on Kick. I think it was Kick with Aiden. But he said stream deadlock. I'll be here a duo. Oof, I don't know if we can handle it. No chance that gameplay can do it. Not right now, but they may need to. They may like spice it up and add different things. But yeah, as it is right now, it's fun enough. But I don't think it's like as gripping. And so like it'd be fun for at least a while. I don't know that it would be like 2 years worth of like gameplay holding you in and just like really locking you in, but it's fun for what it is. So we do get Zabu. We could do Symbiote Spider-Man. We could hope for the best. And since we're going up against a destroy deck, if there is an early snap or if it looks like they get really good like draw outs on us, we probably have to respect it and probably retreat. Also, Bar Sinister is really tough. I do, however, like Symbiote Spider-Man into Bar Sinister, because then we can merge him in with himself and potentially do a Galactus that way. We can do one on turn 5 with the Psylocke coming down next.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
And then Mel Vare, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. Rice Burner with a hydrate reminder. I got you, my friend. And then the Prime sub bumps us up to 51 for the day, up to 685 out of the 1,000. Let's go ahead and go Psylocke here, and we merge just one for now, yeah. And then we play. Merge them all. We merge them all right now? No. We don't want to merge them all. We want to wait. That way we have space to play after Galactus triggers, right? Posture check. We have to merge one, but we don't have to merge them all. Yeah. Yep, we're going to play the Psylocke, and then we'll see if we can make this happen. So they probably have like a big Venom. So we probably lose this one anyways, but I think it's a very funny line. Because if they have Venom, it just continues to destroy itself in Bar Sinister, and it gets really crazy really fast. That it won't work? We're going to find out. This doesn't work? Are we sure? We'll find out. We'll find out if it does. I feel like it probably should, but maybe you're right. Oh, you won't be able to merge the final symbiote. Yeah. All right. You're right. It won't work. I understand now. Maybe they Zola? No, it won't work. Yeah. No, it won't work. Thank you for putting it into terms that I could understand. So in that case, we definitely lose. We'll retreat out of it. big null. Probably what, a Shang-Chi? Jump out of it. I was so confident too. And then Gallagher Gal, you said, hi TLSG, hopefully this isn't an offensive question. Do your streams already make more in a day, more than your day job? Or do you expect to make more after you've completed your sub goal? So it's kind of tough.
Hey,
it's kind of tough to
welcome.
gauge.
It took you long enough.
Unknown, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. So it's a little bit tough to gauge. Because what I'm considering is all income streams. And so that would be the streams, the videos, and then also sponsorships. Sponsorships is the piece that's the most volatile, but is usually the biggest piece of the pie when it comes to content creation once you're like decently established. And so I don't want to lean too much onto it being like a good sponsorship month, but with what I'm making through the streams and through the videos, it's close to what I'm making at my day job. And then the sponsorships are kind of like the padding. So if I have a really good month, then that would hold me over through a couple of bad months. And so it should work out. The 1,000 is just the amount that between me and my wife we agreed upon. That would be like that lever of which I would make that transition. Does your wife have health insurance through her job? She does, Steven. Otherwise, we'd have to look for like the marketplace, and it just it gets really expensive really fast. Did I say threshold weird? Because I found out the other day that I say linear weird. It's like I guess it's supposed to be like linear. Like I don't know. I merge it into like a 2-syllable. Blue stream, Marvel Snap only. Not exclusively, no. Depending on what the demand is, especially if there's good demand for like Pokemon Pocket on global release, I might stream that a little bit. I'm actually going to get an adapter for my phone this evening. Once I finish up stream, I'm going to go to Best Buy so that I could connect my phone and record like some initial thoughts or impressions and some gameplay with Pokemon Pocket. And so definitely all of it is kind of in the mix. And then does your YouTube channel help? It does. And so between the main YouTube channel and then the stream side of it, the stream is just, it's kind of a small amount, but it's it's a consistent kind of passive for just streaming over there as well. You ready to relocate? I've already relocated, Eldane. I went with a green screen effect in the background, so you guys wouldn't realize that I was gone. But I'm in New Zealand right now. As long as you don't pronounce nuclear as nuclear. No, I don't. No, it's just nuclear. All right, so the Eternity range. Actually, with a Green Goblin, if we do win the Eternity range, getting a Galactus down on 5 could be massive. I guess depending on what they have. If they have a Lady Sif, then we lose the right. No, Luke Cage. Okay, Luke Cage is fine. We're gonna snap into this one. I think we have a really good shot and a really good line. We could always do Hobgoblin right on 5. Or the Galactus to make sure and guarantee that it comes down. So big Hell Cow, that's fine. Do we make them kneel this turn? If so, they run. I think they run regardless. We're going to go ahead and make them kneel. I don't think you ever turn up or pass down an opportunity to make it happen. So no more Hellcow discards, no more Giganto in the left. Just a very happy me. They never run Shang-Chi, so we just go raw power here. I'm going to go Red Hulk. I think we see a retreat.
Minions to me.
Good attempt. I was scared of what got discarded, but that was their only card that was discarded, and so it was 17 power, which was solid, but just not quite enough. We'll take the 4. Let's jump over into the next one. Sorry, guys. I focused in because we had a minute until ads ran. So I wanted to make sure I got through that game. And then, oof, you said, I just don't understand how playing Hela is even satisfying. I mean, whenever the Hell Cow first changed, I definitely jumped on the Hell Cow Hela bandwagon. But then after a few hours, it's very linear. And then Ryan said, do you think Misery might enter in Clog or Junk decks? I think she might. I think I get her especially because of the name Mora. Yeah, I think she has a really good set of caches around her. And then I think she might also end up being decent. Good work destroying Hela. And then Anthony, welcome in. I am actually going to run to the restroom really quickly as these ads roll in. And then we'll be right back. I'll run a little bit more Galactus. It's serving us pretty well for the most part. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, you guys. There's one particular Hela deck that I saw that I do enjoy, like the brain capacity that it needs. It's one that Husky Puppies was using that ran it ran Wasp, which I thought was a really cool idea. There's a lot of cool ways to use the Wasp alongside like the Blink to get around Jean Grey, and a lot of like to lower your hands so Hell Cow has better consistency. And so that takes a little bit of finesse to finish it off, but even that is still kind of minimal. Let's go ahead and jump over into another one. Thoughts on Scarlet Spider? Unfortunately, unimpactful. Like, not awful, not terrible. Just typically doesn't do enough to warrant all the hoops you have to jump through to make it like good value. Next up, we have Jesus Rose again. The first location is Black Vortex. Maybe we get Galactus off the jump. We're going to go ahead and play Quicksilver over there, and we'll see what happens. So they lost Debris. Huge for us. We lost Eliath. Unfortunate. Null is also a little bit unfortunate because gives us no value until the end of the game, which it'll be destroyed by then. He said, what a name. What is your least favorite deck or archetype? I don't know that I have one now. It used to be like any Loki deck. I just didn't find it compelling or enjoyable. And then Faith Through Fire, I just got here. Remember all the wild stories on how you came up with your name. Welcome in, Faith. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. So we can do Wave, but we won't have priority. And so Galactus on 5 is always kind of risky, because we don't have anything pre-set up for it. Oh, Wave will go right? Yeah, that's true. That's true. Wave's gonna go right. Big hazmat. Hazmat Kate Bishop. So I'm expecting some Ajax style stuff. We probably retreat out of this one and run, but we're gonna give it a shot. Viper pulls to the right, yeah? Big. Here comes a Nihilist to clog. It's close. It was very, very close. So even with the +4 in the right, we win that one. But we're losing this lane so dramatically because of Null. Mockingbird, High Evo, Grapple Arrow. No way. Huge. We had no business being able to win that one, but we found a way to make it work through the Hobgoblin Clutter. We out-cluttered the Clutter deck. We'll take it. Let's jump over into the next one. Whew. Horror Story, you said it's funny because a lot of people expect every new card release to be OP and meta breaking. Some of them are just good, like Scarlet. Yeah, I'm enjoying him in a buff deck with and a Namora one. Yeah, I tried him in a Namora one. It's just with how much clutter I've been seeing, the Namora stuff really just kind of hurt. It really hurts, or not the Namora. The clutter stuff kind of derails the Namora line. If you can get that to go off unimpeded, huge value and huge potential. But it's just so fragile, kind of like the Black Panther stuff. Some new cards are just good. Some cards are Celine. Yeah, it's very true. And then Valentino, thank you so much for the Prime sub.
Hey, welcome.
That brings us to 53 for the day, almost at 700. And then we will have 300 more to get before the end of the next 12 days. So we've got a little bit of time, hoping to continue to make steady progress towards it. And so if we hit it early enough that I can adjust my plans, if we hit it early enough, I'll change it from going live every day for 2 weeks to just every day until the end of October. And so we'll do at least some form of stream every day all the way through October 31st if we hit it fast enough. Next up we have LN. I roped them so long that they left. That doesn't feel that doesn't feel good. Also good with Shuri. Yeah, it can be decent with Shuri too. Will you do a Dara and ring your boss live on stream and quit? No. No. Because none of them know that I create content. Somehow, oddly enough, nobody that I know knows. Nearly 700? Yeah, Angel. We're nearly at that 700 mark. And then Valentino on the YouTube side, you said you're welcome. Took me some effort claiming that. Well, I appreciate it. They did make it very difficult to claim them on mobile. You have to log on to like a computer now. They obviously aren't gamers. Yeah, none of them. How has this Wiccan Galactus deck been so far? It's been good. I stand by. We would have won an Infinite Conquest run, but we DC'd. We were on battle number 3, and we had it on lock. And then we DC'd and lost, and so then we switched over to ladder. It's still been doing decent on ladder as well. And so with the Subterranea, unless we get just incredibly lucky with some of our draws, it's probably it's rough. Not all is lost for the Galactus because of Murder World. DC'd or DDoSed? Ooh, good question, Steven. The weird thing is, the stream didn't end, but I just wasn't able to connect to the game anymore. So it was super weird. Let's go Hobgoblin, and we hope for the best. So I think that's good that no one knows you create content. Me too, Anthony. I think it's a good thing because I did like double up. So when I worked from home, I was able to kind of manage my own time. I got all of the tasks done and went above and beyond most of the time. But sometimes I did push things and reorganize things, and I worked on them like after the workday ended. So that I could do a video over a new card release or something similar. But the locations really want the opponent to remain standing. They do indeed. That is a big hawk, unfortunately. Go ahead and hit him with the goblin as well. We wouldn't be able to get Galactus off. We're staring down 2 rocks. I'm just kind of hoping that they have bad draws as well. I was also streaming while having a job. I'll feel like a double agent. Yeah, Gallagher Gal. Yeah.
Escaped.
How's the deck working out for you? It's doing well. This one is definitely not an indication, but it's been doing decently. Let me see. I can pull up my stats. I haven't ran it a whole bunch on ladder yet, but I feel like it's probably from the fields around 60% is what I would guesstimate. I'm pulling them up to see, but while that happens, it feels like it's around that range. Very close. It's 61.5% win rate. I don't know how you feel, but I've been enjoying getting borders over mystery variants. Yeah, I actually like mystery variants better because eventually you're going to get progress towards like an album, and that's progress towards potentially like a key or card progression. So I like the mixture though, but I think I lean a little bit more heavily to enjoying the variants. I'm turning my gain down just a little bit. Next up, we have Laika. The first location is... Ooh, wrong way. The first location is Wakanda. We're going to go ahead and throw out the Quicksilver. We do get super flow, so if we get a wave... Goblin... No. We're not going to be able to get the Wiccan line, but I think that's probably okay. Let's go Jeff for now in the right. We need playmats already? That would be nice. They go Goblin on us. So it could be looking at the same deck that we're running. General said, ooh, you got loud there for a second. Yeah, I messed up the gain, and actually I need to... It's still on the high end. So... Is that right direction? Wrong direction? Right direction? Better? I think that's better. Oh my goodness, I turned off the gain went all the way down. I'm not sure what happened, but we're still pretty decently loud. Variants are way better, both for collection progress and aesthetics, yeah. Unexpected eye exam questions. TLSG, how is it like to be upside down? It's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being upside down. Let's go ahead and go wave. We probably should have waved into the Superflow in case they're running a Galactus list. But I think it's more so just Clutter. If we had Galactus, guaranteed trigger in Washington, D.C. Unfortunately, we don't. I'm going to throw Red Hulk over to the left. We're probably not going to be able to get Galactus down this game. So the plan instead is to get a lot of power and pressure into Wakanda, and then we can go from there. So Kate Bishop, Pym Arrow, the Acid Arrow did come down into Washington, D.C., so our symbiote Spider-Man is not great for us anywhere, other than just having like good value. I think I'll throw Symbiote Spider-Man mid. Next turn would probably be Jeff shifting over to the left and doing Eliath into the middle lane. Unless, of course, they have a massive dagger coming into play. The Ghost Spider, too. I imagine maybe there's a cloak? I don't imagine they'd completely cap out their right lane. They did. Wait, a Heimdall shift? No, Heimdall shift would lose them. It would lose with a Heimdall shift. We don't have priority here. What is their big finisher? That is their big finisher. Gosh, just the Jeff over to the left would have done it. It's a tough one. It looks like it was a pretty heavy Clutter deck. They just didn't get their Clutter pieces. So they had to move. The finisher of the Cannonball was definitely rough. Tricky junk deck, yeah. Didn't stick with the plan. Wait, what was the plan? Jeff to the left. Jeff to the left is what I called out. Had I went with that, had I went with and stuck to the plan, you're right. We would have won. Unclogged decks are the worst. Next up, we have Dara rocking the rank 218. I know he's been playing a little bit less than he has in previous season, or it feels like he has with like TwitchCon and things that came up. So we'll see if we're able to hold it down. So it starts with the Aranya. If we can destroy something other than Eternal's Arc, great. Otherwise, maybe we just throw the Galactus into the left. But I didn't want to let on to the fact that we may go with the Galactus. And so I feel like if we played in the left, it might be a dead giveaway. Probably a bounce deck. Possibly. With a bounce deck, we may be able to... Maybe we can overpower it. If we get a lucky Eliath down at some point. Such a sick Galactus variant. I think it was one of the Spotlight variants. I do like it. Ooh, Madam Web. Okay, so it's probably a heavy on the movement side of things deck. On turn 5, we have to play into the Avengers compound, which is not good for us. So no Galactus for us. I think we lose to this, since we can't even pressure a Galactus. The movement deck just high rolls more than what we can handle. So I definitely think he has us. I think we're cooked. Had we not played Quicksilver to the right, maybe there's a shot that we get a Galactus down.
Escaped.
But Dara coming in with the heat. We're not gonna stay for a snap since we can't get the Galactus. I think even if he didn't have a great hand, I think he was poised and set up to do much better than what we could do. So that's 2 down. As soon as I looked at the stats, we were 60%. Lost a couple in a row. Let's see if we can bring it back around. Next up we have, is it Amir? The first location Pet Mansion, we have our Quicksilver, we have Zabu. So drawing into a Wiccan would be huge if we can make that happen. Symbiote Spider-Man would not be awful either. But for right now, we just have like a Goblin on 3, maybe. We could always Goblin on 3, Symbiote Spider-Man 4, Hobgoblin on 5, Galactus on 6. Not gonna Hobgoblin on 5. Never mind. Do get Symbiote Spider-Man, which is always a welcome sight. Do we think we can win mid with like a Symbiote Spider-Man follow up with a Green Goblin on 4? Beast pulls back in the Spider-Ham, the Hood, but unless they have a Doc Ock, which would set us with the -8 on our side, I think we should be okay. No Psylocke, no wave to enable a turn 5 Galactus. We're kind of at their mercy on it. Oh, don't destroy the Goblin. Good call. We'll do this. Does it feel normal for you to explain what you play? Or do you do it because it's easy to record for a YouTube video? It kind of comes naturally as I'm playing, as I'm like thinking of different, like, of what our content is. Oof. Okay. So the Doc Ock definitely derails us. I understand why they snapped, because they have Spider-Ham back in hand again, and so Spider-Ham, if they play it this turn, it's our Galactus, and we have to leave. Like, there's nothing that we could do. We just have to hope they don't play Spider-Ham. They prioritize other things. Viper sends the Green Goblin right back our way, unfortunately. So there's never a shot that merging the symbiote into Galactus works. They always, I assume they always play something here. But otherwise, what are our options? Like this, which is not great. It merges with the Goblin? Yeah. Yeah, so Symbiote Spider-Man merges with the Goblin. It sends them 4 power. Our Galactus would beat it. But that's if they don't play here, which is 121. They usually play really heads up. I don't I don't think the heart of the cards can even bring it home for us. They have Spider-Ham. And really, for them, there's no reason for them to play here. So if I'm in their shoes, I play here and potentially here as well. The Gamba for the ages.
I am the Sorcerer Supreme.
So a Gamba for the ages. The biggest hit for us was the werewolf, or not the werewolf, the Doc Ock pulling in our Hobgoblin. And Goat Seeker, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. Whew, we're not doing well with the deck anymore. I probably don't need to stay for those.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
Those cheeky ones. That went from we went from positive cubes to I think we're probably pretty close to neutral, unfortunately. Running the deck into the ground. Spider Pig ruined everything? I think so. And then Ook, welcome in. How's the deck working so far? Well, it was working well. We were at 62-ish% win rate. And then we've hit a little slump. And so we're weathering the storm. We'll get there. Get there. We could go Quicksilver, send it their way. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Because otherwise we're susceptible to them having or being able to send us whatever they want in Oscorp Tower. So Galactus is never viable. Second dinner gave some value to Scarlet Spider today. 200 tokens if you win 4 times with it. Oh wait, it's on turn 3 that it switches. What are we doing? I thought this was, oh man. All right, let's go ahead and go Zabu. Maybe we draw Symbiote Spider-Man. Maybe we draw Wiccan. And then Goat Seeker, you said, hey T, take my prime. Good luck with your goal. All I ask is that you lose every time we play, and then talk in your videos about the insane win lines I played that you never saw. I mean, that seems fair to me. That seems like a fair trade-off. So, unfortunately, nothing on 3. We could Psylocke to do Hobgoblin on 4. That feels risky, and it pretty much ensures that we can't do Galactus until potentially turn 6. Chavez, Okoye. I'm assuming it's like a hand buff deck. Maybe we can get lucky and we tap them out in one lane. Get Green Goblin as well. Let's try the Hobgoblin. We're going to try a sneaky Hobgoblin attack. Lit Potato. And then is that... Yeah, the Ham Doc Ock combo was brutal. There was no coming back from it. I assumed we had lost, but we stayed to see if there was an off chance that you didn't play in that mid lane. But very good game, Iset. Very, very good game. Now, we could take a gamble here and try the Green Goblin to get Galactus to work. If they play heads up, they play into the right lane. I don't think they're going to, though. Maybe they do. Maybe we go mid. Mid is safer. If they play here, then it's capped out as well. We could potentially have the win or the lead. And then lean into like an Eliath or Red Hulk for that finisher. Try an Arsham Galactus. It worked for me yesterday. I think Arsham Galactus probably decently good. Fresh Pilk, thank you so much for resubbing with your Prime for 2 months. It took you long enough. Carne said, my boy's stressing. I don't know, me or them? What is Lit Potato doing? Not a very lit potato. Both of you? We may both be stressing a bit. I think either one of these plays are okay. My goodness, this is the longest turn in the world. Sheesh. Think it's bugged? Goodness. Is it bugged? Like it went off, but... They DC? And then Anthony, you said, have a beautiful day. It's always a pleasure to view your streams. Thank you so much for jumping in, Anthony. We'll catch you around on the next one. Suspicious said, I sure hope this isn't a sniping potato. If they did, then they sniped or took too long to line up the shot and they DC'd. But I assume they disconnected. Happened to me before. I waited 10 minutes and the game didn't end. Oh, if it is that way, well, the turn ended, but I've been stuck in some like 45-minute lobbies before, which is just awful. Scruff coming back feels more normal. Yeah, we're what, like a week, 2 weeks in maybe. It grows pretty quick, and so we'll have a beard back in no time. Especially if we hit our 1,000 subs, we'll be able to. We won't have to shave for the office. What's the new game mode? So the new game mode, they announced it in the developer's diary, the video that they released on YouTube. Oh, we're ads. But it's kind of like a temporary time-limited game mode, similar to Deadpool Diner. There's only 3 rounds. You get a random amount of energy. I didn't beat the ads. And then Fufu said, fun fact, if you DC against a bot, the turn won't end, and you can rejoin. I have noticed that. I've ran into that a couple of times before, Fufu. Angling for the Manscaped sponsorship? I mean, I'm just saying. We do need to make sure we are well groomed. I wouldn't say no to a Manscaped ad for the right product. We're trying to wait out the ads before we jump into the next one. Office makes you shave. So I ended up getting a haircut. They make sure that it's like upkept, pilk. And so I got a haircut, and it just made my face look swollen because I ended up getting too short of a haircut. But my face looked swollen because of it, and so then I went ahead and shaved as well. Said Arsham whatever decks are silly. Best to have tech in it. I've played a couple of like Arsham negative decks, and they're kind of fun every once in a while. And then Nick from TV said, hey TLSG, what drives you to buy bundles? The card itself or the keys, gold, etc.? The resources. The resources is the primary like driving factor for any bundles that I purchase. If the resources aren't in line, then I don't buy it. He said day 4 and TLSG's beard looks better than mine after 4 weeks. We do what we can. So what we can do is we can Psylocke, we can symbiote Spider-Man, it pushes over into the right, and then we're lining up for a Galactus. Now, we will have to skip on turn number 4, or else we ruin the symbiote Spider-Man line. So it goes very all into the Galactus actually working. Space Throne is rough. We can symbiote Spider-Man. We can later do Jeff there, merge it with the symbiote Spider-Man, move it out. We have a space for Galactus. And so unless they put something more than like that amount of power in Space Throne, we get a free Galactus off of this. Is Red Hulk replaceable in this? Red Hulk is probably replaceable. He's just a big stat stick for like the games that you don't get Galactus down. But you might be able to do something like Cannonball instead to push out the opponent's like big play. Snap and move his Hydra Bob. Maybe after the Bifrost. The shiniest pig I ever did see. We can go ahead and snap and move the Hydra Bob. And then we have the Jeff in line in the Space Throne. We'll have to take turn 5 to be able to merge it so that we can move it on turn number 6 and get a Galactus into play.
Victory.
Very awkward set of locations, but through a little bit of creativity, we're going to be able to find a way to make it happen. We do end up getting the retreat. We'll take it. Let's jump over into the next one. Is Symbiote Spider-Man worth the buy? For the resources of the pass, I say if you're gonna spend like any amount of money in the game, the two things that are the highest value or like highest return for the money you put in are the season pass each month, and then the daily gold bundle. So the daily gold bundle, you end up getting what over the course of it? How much is it? It says somewhere. Over the course of 30 days, you get 1,800 gold for $5. That would cost normally around $25 to get, and so you get it for $5. It takes the month to be able to get there, and so those are the highest like return for the purchases, and then after that it just kind of comes down to preference. And then Zato Ichi 8, thank you so much for resubbing for 6 months at tier 1. This is your second month. Let's get you full-time, 6 months for you. Thank you so much, Zato, making use of the discount from the end of September. Very much appreciate the support and appreciate having you here. We're up to 690 out of the 1,000. And so I think by the end of stream, we might be able to get to 700, which would be incredible. And then we're just looking at chipping it away further and further towards that 1,000. That I wish they would guarantee a new card in the spotlight or up the amount of tokens you get. Yeah. Yep, me too. It definitely feels bad anytime you get the duplicate card. What do you think of Pocket? I enjoy it. I don't know that the gameplay is engaging enough to compete with like a Marvel Snap level of like amount of play, but I do think it's very fun for what it is, and I haven't felt the need to put any money into it. You get a decent amount of pulls, so like 25 packs or so, maybe 30 once you complete a lot of your like dailies and quests, which gets you a good base if you kind of form it strategically. Let's go ahead and go Quicksilver into the right location. We have a Jeff, we have Goblin as that follow-up into Negative Zone, and we're hoping to dodge the Mindscape. So I don't really want to do Zabu since we don't have a 4 cost in hand, and we have the Green Goblin on 3 to run into. Good respect for not running a move or Hella Hellcow deck. I think both of those are strong, but they're also very, very played. And then Melphis official with the... I can't see how many gifted subs that was. Was it 5? I didn't get the notification. It just told me the notification of Twitch. I think it's the 5 gifted. If you grabbed one of the gifted, very much appreciate it. Appreciate the support. And then Twitch added 1 on top of the 5 that you gifted. So that puts us up to 696. We should absolutely be able to hit 700 by the end of the stream. I appreciate it. They have the US agent, the Cosmo, in Mindscape. Unfortunately, we do have a Wave, which allows them to play kind of whatever they want. Maybe we go Wave, hope for a Galactus top deck. If we don't get it, then we just go Hobgoblin left. Could potentially be a line. Wiccan came down a touch too late. Let's go ahead and go Hobgoblin left, and we just go super negative into the Negative Zone. We're going to switch hands after this, and so we're going to get... Ooh, Ajax is big. And then Hydra Bob, which will be able to move out. Is Ajax going to be big enough, though? So right now, they're -4. Even with the buffed up Ajax, when our cards come over, it's going to scale their Ajax a bit more too. We're in the lead just by a touch. There's an Eliath, there's the Hazmat. Then we drew our Red Hulk. So we don't have to worry about Hazmat. As long as no more cards get negatively afflicted, then we would win here. What did we send them? We sent them Wiccan. Wiccan, Zabu. Wiccan, Zabu, and Eliath. Do end up grabbing the win against Dr. Stink Fartson. Weren't able to get the Galactus down. Ooh, they're rank number 7. Feels good to beat at rank number 7. We did get very lucky with the placement, with them having been capped out here, but we will gladly take the 1 cube off of rank number 7. Let's jump over into the next one. Their draw stunk. The Mindscape also hurt them quite a bit. And so without this one, they had the Hazmat, which could have really swung this one in their favor. And so you can't help some of those bad draws. They happen from time to time. Next up, we have Austin. The first location is Aunt May's. We could always Quicksilver so that whenever we play a Symbiote or a Galactus, it doesn't move. Or we just use, actually, since we have Wave, I don't want to snap on it on turn 1. And so, Kato, in the most recent Marvel Snap developer diary or update video for the new season, they announced it in, like, I think it was on minute 9 of the video. And so it's a temporary game mode, but it's called High Voltage. So we have our Quicksilver. We are going to be able to do Galactus into Aunt May's. It'll not be able to push out as long as it goes off, and so it will be a 9 power card here. But it does become kind of tough to compete for priority, depending on how many cards they throw into Mojo World. So Chavez, Zabu. We'll see what we're able to make happen. But if they have the 100-point lead, it becomes kind of tough to guarantee Galactus goes off. Now, if they haven't played into Aunt May's, then what they play there will play and then bounce out, which is nice. You have priority on us. Go ahead and Galactus left. We should be good to go. And then on turn 5, we have what, like Green Goblin, Scorpion, Green Goblin, Zabu into whatever on turn 6. And then Scarlet Spider, unfortunately, huge for them in Aunt May's, but they're not going to have a chance to get the clone to go off because they're going to be too busy kneeling before Galactus. I feel bad. I feel bad with the Galactus, but he's in an okay spot. Clutter makes him really tough. You have to really be able to run a Galactus deck that can sometimes put out enough power that it can win, even if it doesn't get the good rolls or the good flips. Let's go ahead and go Hobgoblin. Send them the -8 monstrosity. Snapback, super scary. No, they said a little bit more about Alpha. So there's 3 rounds. It's only 3 turns. It's a random amount of energy you get each time. And so the big Psylocke, what are they pushing for? Oh, Bastion Shaw.
Hey, welcome.
An Eliath
It took you long
deck?
enough.
That is not an Eliath. Oof. Okay. I'd be Eliathing to you if I wasn't a little scared right now. Our best bet. Symbiote, Spider-Man, Zabu, Wiccan. Doesn't matter which one. This is 10. It brings us up to 19. Do they do... So Silver Surfer would be 2. It would bump Sebastian up by 4, so it'd be 6. Not going to be huge for him. With 10, it goes up to 19. I think they were really leaning onto, like, a Silver Surfer Absorbing Man with the Psylocke. That's what my gut tells me. We're going to lock it in. Sage? Would it be Sage? Maybe it's not Silver Surfer. I don't know. I don't know what it is. We're going to hope for the best. Ironheart? Ironheart doesn't play, does it? Oh, it's close, but not quite close enough. We will take the 8 cubes against Austin, and they had the dream Gwynpool hit here, giving Sebastian Shaw just so much like beefiness, but it was just enough to keep them in. We'll take the 8 cubes. Let's jump over into the next one. Cannonball, not a real card. It's true. We could have had Cannonball too. Crazy stay from them. Glad that they did. It looks much better on the content-wise whenever it happens that way. Woof. And then V Bobby 1. Thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. That pushes us up to 61 for the day and a total subscriber amount of 698 out of 700, or out of 1,000. The 1,000 is the goal, but we were very, very close to 700. I don't remember exactly what we started with today. I think it was 620. So making some good strides. Sebastian Shaw was a hidden Hulk. Was in fact a hidden Hulk. It was very very scary. New game mode? Yeah, Shandor. So the new game mode, they announced it it's kind of like a Deadpool Diner in that it's a limited time event. You're going to be able to unlock Agony, the card Agony from it, and it is a 3-round game mode. So you have 3 turns, and in those 3 turns you get a random amount of energy every turn. It's called high voltage, yeah. And there's no cubes, there's no snapping. It's just when you win, you get voltage towards winning or towards unlocking different rewards. So very similar aspects to Deadpool Diner, but they kind of flared it up a little bit, so it's something kind of different. Next up, we have John Rice. The first location is Titan. The Chavez. I feel like a lot of people are still maybe trying to make Scarlet Spider work. See if we can make that stop. With Titan, we will be able to do Galactus on 5. Or if we get Psylocke as a top deck, we could do Galactus on 4, which would be beautiful. But we'll see. Black Vortex. Means that we're probably going to have a tough time getting Galactus to go off unless we play it there first. Sounds chaotic. Yeah, I think it's going to be a mode dominated by like Alioth, Galactus. I'll be really curious to see what decks do well in that mode.
Are ye worthy?
They got an Odin. Unfortunately, our Galactus cannot trigger. And we do get the wave, so we would be able to play it on 5, but no longer useful. Let's go ahead and send the wave, see what we get. We're going to take a little bit of a gamble. Long in the Odin lane. Ooh, could they have an Odin of their own?
Doom rules all.
The Black Panther deck, yeah? I know that we can Red Hulk, but I feel like we need to Hobgoblin. I feel like they're going to play 1 card here. We cap them out and make it much more restrictive on that final turn. So like a Black Panther is only going to trigger twice. We might be able to overpower. No, White Tiger. Okay. White Tiger is scary. But we have the right lane locked. Mid is lost. We don't have a chance in mid. So I'm going to do Red Hulk, Jeff remove. We're going to give up mid. We'll hold down right. Actually, do we ever want to Jeff right? Just in case they Ironheart? Ironheart would be really gutsy, but could potentially push them up over the edge.
Are ye worthy?
Oh, just an Odin. Tracks. Unfortunately, there's a lower collection level, and they got matched into us. We'll take it. Take the 2. What does Agony do? So Agony is a 1-cost as it was data mined. We haven't. I don't think we have it confirmed. But Agony is a 1-cost 2 power that after you play a card here, merge this with that card. And so you could play Agony and then play Human Torch after, and it would merge and become a bigger, higher power Human Torch. So kind of like a cheaper, but you have to be played preemptively Hulkbuster. Average Marvel Snap experience, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. I really wish that they had some way for that, like high-end or top-end MMR to like be calculated differently. Because it's super unfun. From like even if I created a new account, once I hit infinite, the restrictions are all gone, and then I don't even have Shang-Chi, and I'm matching into people with full collections. And so, yeah, Roman, I know that it wasn't in the video. That may be because they're looking at maybe changing it. Wonder if Tombstone will actually be added. I hope that they change his ability instead of adding him as is. Next up, we have Peony Panda, the first location, Elysium, which makes our Quicksilver not able to make sure that we got all of our energy down. We do get to play a Goblin. So Green Goblin mid. We can still do Wiccan on turn number 3. We're poised to be able to do a Galactus on 5 unless we get Psylocke to use on maybe turn number 3 instead. Ina is scary. She's a scaling monster. So you said I'm 20-2 with this Ronin deck at rank 80 and climbing hard with it. The Ronin deck, the Ronin symbiote deck. If so, definitely enjoy that one. All right, so we do get Hobgoblin for 4. So let's go ahead and do Wiccan. We're gonna see if we can maybe grab priority going into 5. I feel like this is probably a Snap game on top of being Marvel Snap. Yeah, because Quicksilver went down to 0, we aren't able to get any benefit from Wiccan other than like grabbing priority. I'd be lying if I said I didn't miss Lamentus games. As long as they weren't super often, I definitely miss Lamentus to some degree. And then SP, yeah, I did notice the such a good play that I hate to see. That's a rough one. That is a rough one indeed. Well, I think they win. And the debris for extra spite. Yeah, they threw it in there for just a little bit of extra sizzle and
welcome.
flair.
It took you long enough.
Man, the Thena with the junk stuff, I did not anticipate junk being mixed with Thena, because it's not one that's ran or common. So they definitely got us. We'll give them the fist bump. They took us to the cleaners. And then Bullet Kacha, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. And funny enough, if we had just played Goblin like somewhere else and didn't go super greedy, we probably could have outpowered them. But since we got stuck with a -8, it just wasn't going to be possible. And then Bullet, your sub puts us at 62 for the day. Right now we're at 699 subs towards our 1,000 goal. I think it's very much attainable, very much in sights. We have 11 more days after today of streams to be able to finish it off. So I appreciate you. Next up we have Great Economist. We could Quicksilver. A double symbiote Spider-Man is always kind of fun. Same thing with a double Hobgoblin. And then last of the Jedi with the 1 community gifted to push us up into that 700 sub mark. We started at, I think, 170 a few days ago. And so we just need a little bit more and we'll be right in there. Let's go ahead and go Jeff to protect us from a little bit of clutter. We can do the same thing with Symbiote Spider-Man. So if they send us like an acid arrow, we can merge with it and kind of clutter and send it back their way. Missing Goliath and Wiccan. So for this version, I don't think there's a good replacement for Wiccan. You could probably change Goliath, but you would lose a little bit of consistency because of it. The double Iceman is diabolical. We can no longer do... I guess we can. I was going to say we could no longer do Symbiote on 4, but with Wave we can. The double Cannonball coming down early is crazy. Why would they play Cannonball? What? So confused. We have a couple of hard choices here. Do they cap out this Sinister London lane? I feel like there's no way they do, right? Posture check from Drunken King. I appreciate it. Arsham deck? Oh, call. The grapple arrow? Okay. And then Angel ripping over into mid. That's fine. And then basic arrow. Can we clutter? We clutter their left lane up with the Hobgoblin, but Hobgoblin goes off in both lanes, which is beautiful to see. We have the mobility of these Jeffs. Go ahead and snap it. I think that's always a snap. Double Symbiote Spider-Man, double Red Hulk. All fantastic. Even if we don't merge the Symbiote Spider-Man. Then Dumbstruck with the G's. Not meant to be. I never knew you could do that. I don't know why you can do that, but you can. You can move the created by. What a pull. What a pull indeed. Well, that becomes a very clear loss. You hate to see it. Let's give him the let's give him the Arsham. You know, the Arsham is as Arsham does. Just unfortunate. Oh, is that a bug? I don't know. It doesn't feel like it serves any purpose. And I've never known you to be able to move it. And then Dumbstruck said, sorry, I jinxed your game with the early GG. That's okay. That was the one out of like 300 pull from them. The like one thing that they had to get out of however many cards we have, which have to be in the hundreds. I mean, it happens. Haven't seen a Nihilus in a hot minute. Especially when it was generated by Arsham too. It just like a little bit of insult to injury, but you said it's a small Easter egg, like when you put your mouse over the Twitch logo on the top left of the browser, it flips. I'm not on the right page for it, Alpha. And it might be. It might be something that they added in intentionally. Next up, we have rank 151 Butt. And we'll see if we can make them the butt end of a joke. I don't know. There was a joke in there somewhere. So we have Wave, we have the Galactus, and we have Wiccan. So if we get a turn 2 play, no turn 2 play. So instead, we'll lean into Wave on 3, Rage Galactus on 4. Lucky Barnes. What kind of deck are they running? I mean, it's a destroy deck, but I just haven't seen Bucky Barnes ran in anything in such a long time. So Sabretooth comes down, and you might say 1 point of power doesn't make a big difference. It is absolutely going to make a difference here. We're going to go ahead and have initiative. We can win Krakoa, courtesy of the over-the-air, and then we have a follow-up Green Goblin. We have maybe Wiccan. We'll see what we end up going with after that. So they do snap on us, but we're making them kneel. We have to stick it out. We can't retreat whenever that's in mind. They could have a null. We have to look out for null on the last turn, but we do have Eliath. So we want to try to do everything in our power to get Eliath down or have priority going to the last turn. That would be why they snapped. Woof. Nothing we can do now. We lose. They nullified our plans. Wouldn't it be nice if we had Shang-Chi or Cannonball? Cannonball would be fantastic in this scenario. Just doesn't do it, unfortunately. Did someone say null? Somebody said our win is going to be null and void for sure.
Escaped.
I'm curious to know how well their destroy deck is holding up against the others that are floating around. Because you don't see Sabretooth, you don't see Bucky Barnes really ran at all anymore. But it was a good heads up play from them. I would expect nothing less from Butt. I wanted them to be the butt end of the joke, but instead we were. We're gonna run a quick set of ads before jumping into the next game, and then maybe we can turn our luck around. The last 2 losses have been devastating. Let me see the stats before we leave. I think we're still definitely in the positive, but we've hit a couple of bad losses. And at this rank, most people know how to. Yeah, we're still around. We're climbing back up. We're still around 58% win rate, and still have positive cubes, so not bad. But people are definitely playing around Galactus or know how to play around it. Wave is the true herald of Galactus. It is. Wave is absolutely, like, goes hand in hand with Galactus. We're going to jump over into the ads, and then we'll be right back, you guys. Don't go anywhere. So I'm not going anywhere, but we're going to let the ads run at least for a couple of seconds before jumping into our next game. Losing to Arisham and Baku is aggravating. Losing to okay, I was gonna say losing to Arisham, Annihilus is aggravating, but I think Mbaku might be even more aggravating because it just, you expect a win and then it pops into the right spot. Next up we have Azrael. The first location is Baxter Building, so we could, as long as we win that one, we could push for priority. We do have a turn 3 Wiccan, which is wicked good. Go ahead and snap it. Against the Arisham, I'm hoping that we don't run into another big counter. Hopefully we don't jinx it, but we have a good start to our hand. If not sub, don't read it. Don't read this. And so the Echo comes in. We can still continue to contribute to the left with the Zabu not ongoing anymore, and then Wiccan to the left as well. So the Loki comes down on turn number 2. They could ruin our day with goblins. Definitely doesn't feel great if that happens. They could have a Red Hulk and a couple of other things up their sleeve. Let's go ahead and go Wiccan. We look out for them to get Green Goblin or Hobgoblin because that really hurts us here. And then Packers for life with the emote only chat. We'll load over into it, and then we'll be back in 2 minutes. So now we actually get protected in the left with Jeff. We can go Green Goblin into Clintar. So if they do a Goblin, we win Baxter Building. Like at that point, they just probably give up and retreat. No, it's a big Red Hulk. Nice to see. And it's going to scale because we didn't use all of our energy. Big Galactus. You love to see it. With priority, let's go ahead and Galactus right. We have our big Red Hulk. Theirs is spent. Theirs is burnt. Let's go ahead and launch it. We could also do it into mid, but since we already have a little bit of a lead here, I think we focus on the Clintar lane. I think Azrael is going to have to kneel before Galactus. I'm glad, too, because otherwise that Red Hulk in the left lane, very scary with how much it was going to scale each turn. Have all of the Galactus emotes. I didn't add it in with the intention of running Galactus, but I'm so glad that I did. All right, let's see what they lost in the left lane. They lost Wiccan. wicked bad for him. And then symbiote merging with the, or Spider-Man merging with the symbiote won't do anything for him. I don't think we ever need to Goliath, do we?
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
I think Red Hulk is it. Raw power. Unless they have like a blob that comes over the top of us. I'm going to try the Red Hulk and see. Oh no, did we go the wrong way? Hobgoblin, okay. Shadow King saved by the Red Hulk scale. My goodness, that was uncomfortably close. Whew. Fwank, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support, pushing us up to 64 for the day. And then, oh, I forgot about emote only chat. My bad, you guys. Let's go ahead and release you from emote only chat. It feels good to be on the flip side and the winning side of one of those, especially after those last couple of like tough losses. That one feels good. All right, let's go ahead and jump over into another one. Next one. I was labeling it. I'm probably going to do a highlight video deck spotlight with this. I was labeling the clip. Shang-Chi also had you there? Yeah, Shang-Chi also had us. But they would have had, they dropped Loki on 2. And we know that they drew Loki on 2, or they would have played it on 1. And so they only had like 2 or 3 cards that could have potentially been Shang-Chi. And so we kind of took our odds and took our chances. And the Goliath was definitely going to be better than the Red Hulk. All right, so we got their Proxima. Let's go ahead and Quicksilver into the Daily Bugle. We have both Zabu and Psylocke. I'm going to favor the Zabu line because we can always curve into a 4, play Psylocke on 4, which would allow us to Galactus on 6 if we needed to. And I think we go ahead and start placing into Mojo World. I usually tune in for the latest in Clog technology, but I do love a Galactus deck too. Wank, welcome in. I'm glad you're able to join us in the Galactus era that we're in. Let's go ahead and throw down the Wiccan into Mojo World. We want to make sure that we have the lead. And then maybe we can Galactus over here if we draw it. If we top deck the perfect card here, we get to Galactus.
Oh, snap.
Absolutely beautiful. And then Drunken King, he said, all right, TLSG, thanks for keeping me company. About to hit the bed. Thank you for joining us, Drunken. Hopefully you have a great rest of your night. So let's go ahead and send the Galactus into the Morbius lane. If we get a Goblin, maybe we can completely clutter them up. But they are going to lose the Collector in the left. They could still potentially come back. It doesn't... Rough. They lost their MODOK, which is also rough. But losing the Galactus does sting a little bit. We do have extra energy here, so if we can grab priority, so like a 4 and a 3, we make everything 4. So on the last turn, we could do Goliath Red Hulk. We're gonna put that into the atmosphere that we're going to top deck a Red Hulk on the final turn. So Symbiote Spider-Man is gonna merge with Blade, discard an additional card. But oh no, they messed up. Going into the last turn, Symbiote Spider-Man is gonna have to do the merge, and they won't be able to play a card there. Unfortunate for them. We'll just easy coast into the 2 cubes, I suppose. Because this merges with Blade. This goes up by 10, by 13. When this merges, this goes up by 2, so up to 26. But they lose one of the +1s. I think we're okay. Probably hoping they could avoid the Goblin. Yeah, I think so. I think it was a play for or around the Goblin. I'm glad we didn't go with that because we didn't get priority. But we will gladly take the 2-cube retreat and jump over into the next. So let's see what our ranked stats are. We would have, I'm confident we would have taken an infinite Conquest had we not DC'd. So right now we're averaging 0.73 cubes per game with the deck and hovering close to 60% over after 30 games. And so definitely a decent one. And I think at lower ranks you could probably even do a little bit better when the opponent's anticipation for like playing around Galactus is probably a little bit worse. And then AB, so I need to create a sub command, but the goal for the next 12 days now is to reach 1,000 subs. Right now we're at 702 out of 1,000. So they lose Hellcow. We lost our Goblin, which is a bit unfortunate. If we get Wave or some way to get into an early Galactus, then this looks like a Hella deck. And we can, oh no, not a Hella deck, it's an Apocalypse deck. Interesting. Subathon. So we're going to be doing like a somewhat form, not necessarily a like extended hours Subathon, but more so we're doing streaming every single day consistently type. So we're doing, 4, 5, 6 hour streams. And then on the weekend, I'm still going to go live, but it'll probably only be a couple hours depending on how early I can wake up. And we're going to lean in and be able to utilize that. Yeah, so, so a regular schedule-a-thon. And so the next 12 days, I'm going to be live every single day. And we're going to see what we can make happen. Now, with it being an Apocalypse deck, I'm kind of afraid of them winning Asgard. But I also kind of want to go with a Galactus here. Or a Psylocke, so we can go Galactus on 5. So maybe we can destroy... Ooh, Gambit. Gambit is unfortunate. They lose Colleen Wing. Maybe we can counteract a potential Dracula. But the problem would still be overpowering a 1 or 2 times discarded Apocalypse.
Opponent snapped.
Yeah, with the snap, I think we probably have to retreat. They could have their swarms. We'll jump out of it. Alioth wouldn't do us much good against the already buffed up Apocalypse. Dracula left. Yeah, we could have played Galactus mid, but then I don't think we could have even like outshone or outshined a regular just Apocalypse on 6. So their Hellcow got discarded at the start of the game. And so I think it was probably Dracula. Into like a MODOK on 5. No, that was MODOK. That was 5. All right, let's go ahead and we do have the Zabu into Symbiote Spider-Man. So we can Quicksilver, Zabu, Symbiote Spider-Man. Hopefully either a Psylocke, a Wiccan, or a Wave for turn number 4 into a turn number 5 Galactus. Did you try the big bad deck? Which deck is the big bad deck? Ooh, beautiful. We do get Galactus. So we're in a pretty decent spot. Our goblins are a little bit less effective. Go ahead and snap them. They're a little bit less effective in Panopticon because of the +2 that they'll get. But I can't really throw them anywhere else. Null Galactus Ultron Blink. Oh, that one's been around for a little bit. I haven't tried it recently, but I did try it or play it a little bit before. Wow, they got lucky with the Luke Cage, which is really big if they're able to get the Hela to resummon their stuff. But I'm hoping that we're able to make it where that's not possible. If they play here, they grab initiative on us. We could always try to burn a green goblin. But I think we take up the space more so. You get Hellcow. Oh, wait. We'd have no way to get Spider-Man in. Ugh. Oh, okay. Or Galactus. For some reason, I thought we could Galactus on 5. When we can't. Hopefully no Magneto. Magneto would ruin the day. So Blade discards their Red Hulk. We have priority. Oh, that is an unfortunate snapback there, Dante. Maybe not. Maybe it's not. So they go, if they're playing heads up, they go Hela here, and then resummon Death at best. So that's going to be 18 power. It brings them up to positive 11. Then ours is 12. 13. Ours is 13. I think even with a best case resummon, and Luke Cage will be gone, so it'll be 9. Yeah, no, I think we're fine. We're gonna get I think the second 8-cuber off of Dante. So they did play into mid with the Panopticon, but with us having priority, I think no matter, like, their Hellcow doesn't have time to activate, so they couldn't discard an Infinite or something bigger. A Shang-Chi, I don't think would do it.
Minions.
Ooh, Hela is 7. I forgot about that. Hela is 7, so that's one I didn't count for. We'll still take the 8 cubes. An unfortunate snapback from my friend Dante. We'll take it. Let's go ahead and jump over. Ooh, if it was Odin, I would have cried. Actually, maybe not. So Odin would have been, this is 13. We would have went -6 down to 7 to 6. They would have been 8. Yeah, no, we would have lost off of it. And Odin would have been crazy. We'll take the 8 cubes where we can. Goodness. We're doing decently with Galactus. Hopefully it doesn't become overly popular, but we're having a really good run with it. And then Kakashi, welcome in. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. As we play that, we're being super positive as we're playing the most negative deck I could imagine. But hopefully you're having a great day. That brings our average cubes per game up to 0.93 per game. We're cooking them with it. Let's see. Next up we have Nolan. We have the Quicksilver. If we draw a way to curve into Symbiote on 3, that'd be great. Otherwise, we have an okay lineup. Nowhere is unfortunate. I hope it goes to the left. What do you think about the upcoming Venom cards? I'm excited. I think a lot of them are interesting to be able to put into practice, and so I think it'll be really cool to see how they like end up shifting the metagame. I think some of them will be hard to brew around at first, but I think once they find their home, they're going to be crazy. Is there any way you can check where people connect from to your stream? Like very high level. I think like after the fact, I get analytics of like what percentage is from like US, what percentage is from wherever, but not on like an individual basis. No. Nice Sable. I know their Silver Sable enables our Green Goblin to be just nasty. Now this could be a bounce deck. Maybe not with Green Goblin. This could. Oh, I think this is a Galactus deck. I think this is a secondary or pseudo Galactus. Without the Green Goblin here, we could have done some cheeky stuff. Now we cannot. Definitely a Galactus. Definitely a Galactus, and I think their version goes really heavy into win with Galactus or lose. And so I like the Wiccan version because it gives you a couple of additional outs if you don't get that ideal like trigger. The Clog deck, it could have been a Clog deck, but why would they retreat there? with the Clog. I feel like they would have been in a better spot if it was Clog. And then Nolan, you said, I'm very sorry, TLSG. I'm doing alliance bounties. Oh, Nolan. Okay, no, you're okay. I was so confused. No worries at all. Hopefully you're getting some good progress on the bounties. So next up we have Kindle. Rank 211. We're making good progress on climbing with our rank. I think we started the day around 1,000, down to 786. Let's go ahead and go Quicksilver right. See what we draw. Any 2-drop is great. Jeff is perfect here because we can play it, move it out. We can use it to grab priority somewhere else. We have a green goblin follow-up on 3. I'm doing my best. Have a nice stream. Thank you so much, Nolan. Hopefully you get good progress and you get whatever amount you're pushing for. Okay, so Sunspot in the right. They get a copy of our Eliath, so we have to be on the lookout for that. We get a copy of their She-Hulk. So it's going to be like a skip into explode on like the last turn type of deck, I imagine. Maybe a Moon Girl. But between a couple of goblins, I think we'll be able to really put some pressure on them. Ooh, the Symbiote Spider-Man is also really good here. So Symbiote Spider-Man, we can Hobgoblin left on 5.
I'm about to juice this up.
Oof. So with Moon Girl, both of their She-Hulks will be free. So they can put at least 20 power down on this next turn. I don't think we can really compete with 20 power. But I do expect the full skip, knowing that they do have the She-Hulk. You get the Galactus. I don't think it's going to be enough. But I also don't think we can... I think they're a really heads-up player. I don't think there's any way that they allow us to just hit them with the Galactus. But the alternative, there's not really anything else we can do that would win. So a 20 power and a 10 power. Oh, and they have Eliath. You're right. They have our Eliath from White Palace. That's rough. Yeah, there's no way that they don't.
Victory.
Nacho, I should have listened to you. I should have believed, but I didn't. So, I know that they had the She-Hulk and the Eliath, and they had 6 energy on 5 going into 6. Crazy. That's a crazy retreat to me. Take it, though. Because even if they did Eliath and it fumbled, they could then play like a She-Hulk or 2 She-Hulks elsewhere. It would have been okay. Red Hulk fear? Yeah. Yeah, they did have a chance to win it, though. We take those. It could have been a win, but it also very easily could have been a loss. So we definitely take those. So that one actually pushes us up to 60%. We made it back to 60% win rate over 30 games with the deck. Their last like kind of spree. Elysium makes our Wiccan not be able to trigger. Next up we have Grim Snarl. I'm not even gonna bother playing the Quicksilver since it doesn't help. It doesn't help us. Hotel Inferno, on the other hand, will get me to play it. We have the Symbiote Spider-Man. We can play on 3. Ooh, they lose a Venom. Such a tough thing to lose. Then Green Goblin comes in as well. Let's go Symbiote Spider-Man to the left. I feel like Hotel Inferno is a bad location to play into. How come? It gives us information about their deck. Oh, it feels like Old Yondu. Gotcha. Okay. In that aspect, yeah, I can understand. Go ahead and send the Hobgoblin Rocky Road with the Hydrate Reminder. I appreciate you. The Nimrod coming into play. If we had Galactus, that would be beautiful here. But even still, we can get a double trigger of Goliath. So if they have Destroyer, it's kind of tough. But they won't be able to do like a Carnage, a Deathlock, whatever here. And so then we just find the follow-up for the Red Hulk. So I hope that it's not a Destroyer line. If it is, we're much worse off. But I don't think so. Maybe they Galactus instead? That would have been brutal had they Galactus, but they did not. And we never want to Galactus here, even though we can make them kneel. They would just end up making us kneel instead. We have the Red Hulk that we lean into on that last turn, and we are able to grab the 2. Welcome in, Quinnick. Hopefully you're having a great one so far. But I do think that is where I'm going to wind down for the day. So just short of a 4-hour stream, I'm going to take care of a couple things before going to pick up my daughter. I will be live again tomorrow. And so normally I'm not live on the weekends. I'm going to be live on tomorrow morning for a couple of hours, then I'll be live Sunday as well. But we'll have a video prep for the Galactus stuff because this one absolutely popped off. I think it was over 60% win rate over a larger sample size than 30 games, so 61% win rate, almost 1 cube gained per game. Wildness. So the Wiccan Galactus is definitely my favorite line for it. And deck code. So the deck code. Copy it here. Gonna be ugly, but we're gonna paste it in here. And we'll be back again tomorrow around probably 7 a.m. Central Time is where I would imagine, unless I am too tired and sleep in just a little bit. But around then is where you should probably be able to expect it. I'm gonna go catch up on a little bit of like housework, and then I'm gonna pick up a cord to record some for Pokemon Pocket. I'll create a secondary channel to do like a my thoughts video, and then maybe a deck highlight or two, just to give people a glimpse into like what that battle system looks like. And then I'll probably hold off on posting much until its global release. Let's find somebody to raid over into. See who's live. I know Binks was doing a Binksathon. We have Dexter over on Pokemon, Dara over on Deadlock. It looks like he's I don't think he's been feeling Snap here lately. I feel like he's pretty burnt because it seems like he's definitely testing the waters on different games. And he's just been enjoying Deadlock. So we raided over into Binks yesterday. Do we want to raid over into Woody today? I think Woody's live. Let me see how long Woody's been live for. Yeah, Deadlock is really fun. Like, I definitely like to play that during my downtime. But yeah, he's thinking of doing hot tub streams. Wait, who? Dara? Binks? Woody? I feel like out of those three, I feel like Binks would be the one. Oh, Dara. Okay, I feel like Binks would be the one that would be super unhinged. and just do it off of a joke, like if a sub goal got hit. Let me see how long Woody's been live, and then maybe we raid over into Woody. If he's been live for a while, we'll go into Binks because Binks is just launching up and starting. Why can't I find him? Did he just end? Oh. Yeah. Around an hour. I would pay good money to see Woody in a hot tub. My goodness. We caught you in 4K, my friend. Let's send over into Woody today. He's only been live for a little bit over an hour, and so give him some TLSG positivity. Hopefully you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll catch you again very, very soon. Thanks as always. I wouldn't be able to do this without you. We are closing in on our goal. We're 700. We just need a little bit more, and we'll be there. I think we'll absolutely be able to hit it as long as we continue grinding. We're going to go ahead and hit the raid. Thank you guys again. See you later.
It's to play Scorn and